Well, that was like what we were playing Rifts, and I was like, "Hey, I know where you're from," and like I got attacked immediately because I figured out that thing was part of that hive mind.
The Shamarian?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, "Hey, I think I know where you guys are from." And it's like, attack him, and I like my first attack was fucking ungodly.
Welcome back to the Wileyverse. We are back. We're back, everybody.
Yeah.
Woo! 2 weeks
Long time
vacation because of the holidays.
They're done now, right? There's no more.
There's no more of those things, no, except for New Year's.
Oh yeah.
I gotta work. Luckily, it's a Monday.
But I work in retail now, apparently, so I don't get any of that crap off anymore.
Congratulations on the new job, by the way.
You got another new job?
No.
Oh.
Same new job. All right. We're kind of at a crazy crux, a pivotal point, so let's get kind of like caught up. I know we've been gone for 2 weeks, so we are playing D&D 5th edition in the Forgotten Realms universe. All of the characters, all the players are playing Dragonborn characters, and they're all magical. Every single one of them. They're all from the same clan.
We are all magical.
You are all magical. Like, you are all...
I'm an arcane trickster.
Arcane trickster, wizard, priest, paladin. All you have spells. You're all arcane. Well, you're not arcane, but you're all spellcasters. You're all from the same clan, the wealthiest clan, but not the strongest militarily. And their homeland is under siege by a tyrannical nation that may be getting help by the Queen of Evil Dragons herself, Tiamat, and the Cult of the Dragon, and all kinds of nefarious plots. So they have undertaken a quest to save their homeland, and just like any good quest, it has a bunch of menial steps, like kill 30 bears and get their pelts and all that stuff.
That's a good one.
They've got
It's like, when did we do that?
They went and found a piece of god metal, which they now need to forge into a weapon. And to forge into a weapon, they need to find a forge that can do that. And to find that forge, you need to find a map. So, anyway, that ended them up at Castle Never. So before we get into the specifics of where they're at, we'll introduce ourselves. Robert.
Hello, I'm playing Rofrost. Sorry, that caught me off guard there.
I did that on purpose.
I am playing the role of the person who messes up every plan the party has as the goodly paladin. Soldier servant of Lord Rofrost. I'm sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself. It's the cape I'm wearing now. Lord Savroth Golda.
Lord Rofrost. It's just like, I serve myself.
Yeah.
We all know that.
Yeah. I'm trying.
I'm trying.
Anyway. Yep, I hit things with a big old hammer. Now a sword.
Now sword.
Yep.
Your sword. Your ceremonial sword.
Yeah. Feels good. Let's
Feels good, man.
Kill a wizard with it.
I'm Mitch. I'm playing Zernax, our rogue. I'm the arcane trickster for the group, and I usually offer the alternative plan to what Rofrost offers. We should do this. Like, we should probably do this, but yeah.
I am Savroth Goldath. I am a priest cleric of Bahamut. I'm kind of the reason we're all technically in this big adventure mess, because I received a message and was told basically we have to go save our race, and the only way to do it was go find this thing. Well, we didn't know at the time. Just go to an area, and then we discovered other crap on the way. I usually sit around and let these two debate their plans, and then choose something completely different afterwards.
Yeah.
My lord, this one. My lord, this one. I'm going to go with option C that I made on myself.
And I am Wiley. I am running the game. So I'm all the villains that are trying to kill them. And sometimes I will throw spells as their NPC wizard, who is Ayasa Goldath. She is also absolutely useless when it comes to plan making, except for to say something cryptic that make them rethink all of their plans.
What do you think, Ayasa? I think this sounds dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wise wizard.
I think the sugar plum fairies get plucked and put into pies. What the fuck does that even mean? Okay, let's scrap
Actually,
all of our
also,
plans. Let's go back to the drawing board.
Spell that could help us then?
All right.
Fireball
So
usually
we're gonna recap just as much for our benefit as everyone else's, where they are right now. It's like, record scratch. I bet you're wondering how we ended up in this situation. So they went into Castle Never on a quest. They need to find a forge that can forge god metal. And of course, the only forges that can forge god metal, there's lots of forges that can do it, but the best ones would be made by dwarves. And the dwarven empires of old are kind of long forgotten. But Castle Never has been around for so long. Like, it's been from the time of elves and dwarves, because the original creator of it was like an elf at the age of mankind, dawning of the age of mankind. It has an embassy in it, and for the dwarves, so the dwarves could come and parley with the elves. And on the floor of that embassy is a map of all the old strongholds and fortresses and amazing nations of the Dwarven lands. And that will have one of these forges that can do what they think they need to do. So they went in to try to find that map and copy it. So they did a great job of avoiding traps, or at least puzzling through traps and avoiding confrontations. There's ghosts in here, there's Thayans, there's aboleths, there's mystical and magical traps. The keep itself is kind of becoming sentient and stretching its arcane hands through its entire surface. Then they think, is the stairway that leads them to where they need to be. They think they found the Dwarven embassy's entrance. In front of this entrance...
Which it better be, by the way.
In front of this entrance, in front of the stairway, was a contingent of Thayans with an Archmage, a Oathbreaker Paladin, and a large group of minions at their behest. So they pulled a ruse on the Thayans, convincing them, the players did, convincing them that they had a force, that they were just the contingent of a larger Dragonborn force that's inside the Castle Never. And through parley, they were asked, the Thayans said, hey, we have no beef with you, blah, 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 but hey, since you're here and you're all do-gooders, some of our people got captured and enslaved by this group of mercenary thugs downstairs. Could you go save them, / save one person in particular, a sorceress?
Named Yvain.
And so they said, sure, we could do that, because they're all like, if it gets them out of our way, let's do this thing. So they went down to where they said these mercenaries were, and it is a big ragtag group of mercenaries, and then they got caught, and found out that those mercenaries are run by a beholder. And that beholder is the one that just attacked the Thayans, took all their people, yada, yada, yada. This beholder wants people. He's trying to build a force. So he was abducting the Thayans. He's trying to just do a sweep of the castle. And he's like, well, welcome aboard. You're all going to be my slave minion mercenaries too. So then they pulled another ruse and parlayed the fact that they had seen earlier a whole bunch of petrified people. And they're like, hey, we'll tell you where there's dozens of people just ready for you to go enslave. We'll tell you that if...
I remember any of that.
Yeah. Right? Right, Robert?
Yeah, he did.
I think mostly that was me doing a lot of
and
that. Like, hey.
If you give us this one person out of this Thayan contingency that you just enslaved, we'll tell you where all these people are. And the beholder agreed to that plan.
At least they'll be unpetrified.
Yes, at least they will not be dead anymore. And it was true. So the beholder held up his end of the bargain, gave them the sorceress back, and even sent a group of guards and an emissary from his camp to go up and make sure the Thayans know, under no uncertain circumstance, should they stick around, because the Beholder's still after him, type thing. At which point, a little scuff, a little altercation occurred. It was totally fine in RP, but what ended up happening was Rofros didn't want to release the sorceress back to the Thayans right off the bat. He wanted to make sure everything was kosher, but that sorceress was really excited to not be under the Beholder anymore and to get back to the Thayans, regardless of their relationship. Right. And she took offense to being stopped when she's that close to salvation, and lightning bolted the hell out of everybody. It was actually a lightning storm. Just shocked everyone in the hallway, all the Dragonborn, all the Beholder mercenaries, and ran to the Thayans. At which point the Beholder emissaries said, thanks, Dick, you're on your own, and left. Mm-hmm. Which leaves us in a hallway with our players, the Dragonborn, on one side, after just being lightning stormed and having gone through trials and tribulations with the Beholder and all kinds of crap. And on the other side is a completely at-ready, prepared, and magic armored and spelled up Thayan force with their newly acquired sorceress that has a lightning storm spell.
And as a sorceress, probably cast that again, no problem.
Yeah, probably. And that's kind of where we are. So there's some things I want to go over because it has been 2 weeks.
I've only lost 4/5 of my life.
I am down. Yeah, I'm about half.
So, she's at 12. Savroth. You're at 12. Yasa's at 16.
I'm at 6.
Rofros, being the only one resistant to lightning.
Yeah.
But still...
Only down to 25.
25 out of 54.
Your color is bronze, right?
Yeah. So some reminders. The Thayans have... these Thayans have just been attacked. They lost a lot of people.
They're afraid of the people downstairs.
And they're afraid of the people downstairs.
Who just abandoned us.
They just abandoned you, and the Thayans saw that. They're not dumb.
And they probably checked on our
they're also
non-existent forces.
They're afraid of the forces that we brought because they're still holding true at the moment. So.
Well,
they might have checked him out in that time.
No, I get that.
Yeah, I just want to. So, one reminder: when you walk down that hallway, the Thayans are arrayed in a fashion that they're ready to fight, and both the paladin and the sorcerer, or the wizard, the archmage, have active spell effects on them.
Right.
They are ready to go. They were ready to fight because they thought that you might try to double cross them coming back. I mean, they're Thayans. So they're armored up. They have all their spells. They're fully healed. They got their spiritual armor and mage armor and all that stuff on them.
Well,
going.
I don't think they're going to be expecting a javelin, right?
Yeah.
I was like, do not let go of that dice.
do not roll that dice. Second off, they just went through a fight. They don't necessarily. They don't necessarily want to,
undaunted
to fight anymore.
God damn it.
And you know that there's a big. So I also want to remind you of what you learned from Beholder, because that might be information that you can use or need.
Yeah, I do recall 2 weeks ago, I think we were all a little.
Yeah, what? It was the holidays.
It was the holidays.
Yep. So the Beholder's trying to take over the entire keep.
Zexarashlish.
Yeah, he's
Sean Connery.
Sean Connery. Sean Connery, the Beholder. He's trying to take over the entire keep, and to do that, there's some certain rooted factions he needs to get out, and he decided to take on the Aboleths. So he fought the Aboleths and lost his ass. He still's got dozens and dozens of mercenaries,
Yeah,
but now he's
fight.
trying to
The aboleths are
replenish.
those massive creatures.
Like
right?
the little
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Cthulhu-y.
Yeah,
They're
Cthulhu sharks.
that's
they're
right. I remember.
sky eels. Like they're just big
Yeah,
sky eel.
I don't ever want to meet
Psychics.
one.
Oh my
Those
God.
things freak me out, man. Every rendition of them.
I
I've
don't
ever
know
seen.
if you like remember, but there was like several times I asked you to roll some things like early on, especially anytime you get near one of the main chambers, like towards the middle of the place. And I'm like, okay, roll like these kind of rolls.
Yeah.
And that's all because like the aboleths are there.
Oh, good.
Like, so it's just if you can get in their sensor range of, oh, there's mines over here. Let's go mess with them. So you guys got pretty good at avoiding aboleths.
We did really good at everything until the last.
Yeah. So the Beholder just had a war with an aboleth and is trying to replenish his forces. He attacked the Thayan's contingent and ousted them from where they were in and took a bunch of their people. So this is what's left of that Thayan contingent. Now, also a reminder, you just sent the Beholder to go take even more Thayans that were petrified in that place across the chamber. All of this might be information you can use or might sway some decisions.
Also, just another reminder, it's not necessarily pertinent to our current situation, but I was the one that parlayed with Beholder while, he was mind controlled or whatever.
You were petrified.
You got petrified.
I was petrified.
Yeah.
And then he was trying to, cut off your arm.
I think that kind of played into my confusion.
And then you
though. I
saw
was
him
like,
start
what
to
are we
give
doing?
his scale
Oh,
away.
right.
You took it from him and ate it. So
Yeah.
he still has, a beef with you because you ate his scale.
You ate his scale.
Oh, yeah, I ate your scale.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of shitty.
That's all. It's going to be very shitty.
I was like, it's just something that's for sure gonna need to play out.
Yeah.
Eventually,
So
making sure
just a
you guys
reminder that
remember
you two probably hate each other. Well,
I-
you hate him
I
right
got
now.
into a fight with him, didn't
Yeah.
you?
You punched me, yeah.
Well, you punched him that and that. You got petrified. He was going to break your hand off to get his scale out of your hand.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to protect you, man.
I was mind controlled.
Yeah.
You were
Well,
you were not mind
at
controlled.
that point. Yeah.
You were friendshipped. You were charmed.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
something-
right.
So-
like that.
Yeah, mind control is he tells you exactly what to do and you do it.
I thought-
Charm is you want to do it yourself. Like, I love this guy. This guy's great.
I didn't want to give your scale away.
Come on, guys. That was fantastic.
We'll fight that out later.
All right, so that's the scene. You have an Oathbreaker Paladin. He is in plate armor. He has got a huge ass hammer. Hammer?
What are you wearing now, too?
He's got a hammer, yeah.
Yeah, he's got a hammer. He's got his broken
symbol
of helm. And he is roiling with a black aura. Like there's black flames coming off him. He's got that anime crazy look to him right now. Behind him is a kind of glowing red sheathed Archmage of Thay. She is in her mage armor. She's got that up. She's got another effect up that you can't recognize at the moment.
What?
And she also has the sorceress at her side. There are 20 other people in that room. 10 of them are in armor and in a V formation with missile weapons out. Actually, there's 6 of them with missile weapons out and 4 of them with sword and shields up front. In a V formation leading back to the paladin and the archmage and sorceress behind them. So that's the end of your hallway.
What are the other 10 guys doing?
You don't know. They seem like laborers, but they all had weapons before. So they could possibly join in the fray if needed.
Grease.
One guy slips. Ah! Thump!
That's how Grease
Got
always works
him.
for me. I'm like, yeah. 2 people fall. There's like 19 more of them.
Yeah. So, who wants to talk first? You want to talk? You want me to talk? I don't
So this is where Savroth is going to yell, "Stop! We are not your enemy."
Have we released the girl?
She's
She's
shocked
gone.
us and
Yeah,
ran off.
she's already over there.
you released the girl the moment the lightning storm hit you, and everyone went.
So I am going to yell, stop, we're not your enemy. We may have information for you.
All right.
Throw that out there and see what happens.
What's the information you had for them?
So all those petrified people
Yeah.
that we told the holder to go get, those are Thans.
Yes.
Glad you said that. There's a greater evil
So they're
than these
they're
people.
their people.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So
Gotcha. Oh, you're gonna double cross the beholder.
Yeah.
Do I have some leftover charm left? I'm like, hey guys, the beholder's not
So-
so bad.
The
I mean, maybe I just don't want to die right now.
No, I got you.
the Oathbreaker
Cool with you?
hefts his hammer and is like, "Oh." You see like some like almost like energy like coalescing around him, and then just like the small demure hand of the Archmage just dink on his shoulder pauldron,
And he dies.
and he goes "Ugh," and just falls over dead. No, he just
And that is what I'll do to you if you say another word.
and you know you're not sure exactly how he felt that through his full plate, but he went and like stops and kind of like lets out a sigh.
Oh,
Oh, I want to kill these guys.
do you want
Especially
me to say
him.
something, or do you want to keep going?
So you have a moment to speak.
Are you trying
She
to
didn't say that, but
That's you. Like, do you want me to keep talking, or do you want me to talk, or do you want to keep talking? Sorry,
Yeah.
'cause I also have a pretty good charisma.
well, he does now because of his cloak.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're.
I can pass
No,
my cape to
so-
somebody.
you're so-
Yeah, we probably shouldn't.
But he is, yeah, like he has the highest charisma.
I don't know.
Do
if you
not want
me
him
I
talking
don't think
right
you
now.
want me talking right now.
My persuasion's fucking.
Although,
awesome.
unless you want me to give
You
a
have
speech about a
persuasion.
greater evil.
You have persuasion,
Nah, that's fucking awesome.
proficiency, and you have a great charisma.
Mm-hmm.
So
What is that?
I mean, he is the underhand.
Yeah.
But-
I don't think I even have persuasion. I have intimidation.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't think we should intimidate these people.
Actually, my intimidation's pretty good for who I am.
I mean, they
Every time I look at my
there's consequences to intimidation in a thing that you don't have complete control over. But
So every time we play something where I look at this, I'm like, why isn't my fucking perception so... Oh, Wiley. You better bring yourself 5 perception at least.
right, everyone better have perception in one of my games, or whatever it's called, alertness, spot.
Yeah, perception. You don't use investigation too much, though. I know.
It's tough because everyone takes perception, and I don't want to penalize people for taking that. But investigation is
That's like...
I am going to search for something, and perception is
I noticed.
what do I notice.
Well, I was gonna say,
Do
was
you
it-
want to tell?
yeah, I was gonna
since
say,
you
like,
kind of
we've-
know what my idea
Yeah,
is.
so we've released her when we did what you asked. You know, we messed it up a little bit. We're sorry for that. We
I remember you're mad at him. You can't insult him right now and be like, "This guy's a big dumbass." We apologize.
Oh, please.
Just saying, they'll probably be inclined to agree with you.
That's true. I mean, yeah, I guess we're gonna use our persuasion now.
It doesn't make me
So
suffer
you're-
some dignity.
All right, so I would explain that this fool speaks for none of us. That we did what you asked. The plan was foiled at the end, but we still come with the same good tidings that we left with, and that we know where many of your people are enslaved and easily reached. I guess.
well, they're still stone until.
I mean, she can undo that. Maybe I don't know. We just know. We
I mean, you could at least tell them what's going
Well, we know
what's
yeah,
going to
it's petrified.
happen,
We know many of your people have been petrified.
and they probably know that well
Yeah,
as
okay.
well. So just make me a persuasion.
Hey, 20.
20?
It's not natural, but it's okay. I don't know where to put this without getting in the way.
I don't know, like just next to the.
Beautiful.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Well, it's
Right,
in my
right,
way,
uh-huh.
like it's because it's on a stem. I don't want to knock it over.
So 20. She kind of looks like cross that you bring up the petrification part of it, and she's like,
We didn't petrify them.
we know where our our compatriots are petrified as well. Why would? Is that where you came from? Did you see our old apartments?
We traveled through it at one point, but we can tell you that it is where the beholder mentioned he is headed.
Holder, why would he? He's gonna unpetrify them all.
Indeed he is.
Inspiration.
Cannot believe it.
Until this encounter is over, you're on the shit list. I love Robert. I'm a little mad at Robot right now.
So,
Rovar's going to talk up a green evil to consider.
this beholder wants to take my people who have already been taken by this castle, by this becursed castle.
I angrily say nothing.
Well,
It's angrily accepted.
then it seems that I must beseech you one more, and the force that you brought along with you. Will you and ally with us to save human lives from a beholder's machinations?
I look to Lord Savra.
As you should.
God. Laid it on thick, man. I don't know if I want to...
Alright, so I didn't think
Oh,
this far ahead about exactly what to say, but there's got to be something.
I don't want to help them anymore. We've done enough for their service. We've told them of the Beholder's plan. We've gotten their person back, and we've done everything they've asked us to do. I don't think we should do any more.
Right, but if we start with that hard bargaining chip, we are still kind of weak. They could just be like, well, then screw you.
It's all right. Yeah, tell them.
Their forces are weak compared to ours. Let them go to the people, see what they can do with them, and our forces will stand against the Beholder while they're at the back of the apartments. We can call for them. We can send a messenger to them to join us in the battle.
We could always trick them too and tell them we're sending our forces to meet them there.
so you were talking that plan, right?
Uh-huh.
And you were talking that loud?
Yes.
No.
Okay. It's like, oh, but no, we will need the beholder to unpetrify our people first. We'll have to be there as they take them. Then your forces and ours can spring upon them and save everyone.
Then perhaps it might be better if our forces, since we are in some sort of deal with this Zexaralash, that our forces will escort this creature to your camp with your frozen, petrified compatriots.
Wait, did you just say you're going to take your forces and go capture the beholder? Is that what you're trying to insinuate?
Just carry it along this way.
Okay.
Wait, do you think that we're leading the beholder to these?
We just need them
things?
to get out of here.
That is true, but I don't know if what you're saying
I
is
don't
towards
disagree
that
with
goal.
I'm trying to comprehend what you just said. Like, are you implying that we're going to capture the beholder ourselves?
Not to capture the beholder, but we have a deal going on, and then if we show them the way, since we gave that information, then our combined
I
forces.
feel that any deal you have created was nullified just now when their ambassador left you.
Yeah.
We just scared them. We just scared the little scouts off.
I don't... What?
Sorry, just because I'm going to want you to talk to them.
Okay.
We can't agree for now, but we are badly hurt. So we can convince him, hey, let us rest up in this embassy and heal our wounds before we move on to...
I'm down with that. I also think that we could talk to them into leaving and let us do our thing. The only problem is that if we tell them that we agree, but we have to finish something first, they might stick around. And then we are stuck doing it.
We cannot break our word.
Alright.
Or we could do that.
No, that's something completely...
No.
It's definitely something I've already thought about. It's just, I was trying to think of a nifty way to, get into where we're trying to go without actually...
Okay. So what is it that... Who's speaking next? You're going to say something to them?
I'm assuming he wants me to keep going. 'Cause my persuasion is the best, so it makes sense that
I
I
like
continue talking.
what Zernax is saying. not so much our office.
If you had inspiration, you lose it. Your lord is sad at you.
Sad at you. Yeah, like I want to go in and rest and that sort of stuff. I don't want to make another deal with these guys. We've already done it. Like,
Well,
we can't just keep. I know it's either that or fight them. I get it. I just
no. Like, what are you saying to him? Like, is it persuasion? Are you asking them to let you off this hook, or are you gonna try? Are you gonna try intimidation? Going, look, we've already made your deal. We've already finished your deal, and then like this, that, and blah blah.
Well, that's what I roll, but
Well, I mean, like, what is your
I'm
intimidation?
proficient, and I have a +5.
Oh, so he's like 8,
9.
9. Jesus Christ! Yeah, so we could do that. We could be
4.
like, listen, we're not dealing with
Wait,
slaves
you have a plus
anymore.
5, 6,
We're not
7.
dealing with slaves anymore. We're not doing your bidding anymore. We've already achieved what you wanted us to achieve. We shouldn't waste
8,
our
9.
forces again on you as we do our own bidding in this castle, that kind of thing.
Right, you have a plus 9 in intimidation.
I'm trying to find my proficiency bonus.
Just go to skills.
Just go to the skills; it'll be there.
Oh, right. Skills.
That's right. It's in the middle.
Oh, yeah. Intimidation +8.
8.
Jesus Christ!
Is
That's even better.
is that including the cloak?
I am showing a +5 charisma.
So
So our
your
proficiency bonus must be 3.
your proficiency bonus is 3 now.
Yeah.
Because we reached a certain level.
Right,
of
5, 6, 7. And I kept trying to. I'm thinking double proficiency for rogues. So yes. So you're at an 8. What are you at?
I'm at a 7, so both of us could kind of get this thing across. Do we want to say, like, hey, we've done enough, please, we have other things we have to attend to, just like you have things you have to attend to? Or do you want to be like, go away, we've already been shocked, we've already done everything you need us to, we're not dealing with slavers or
we have
beholders
our
anymore.
own plans.
They have us
we're
at a
not doing
disadvantage.
we're not doing anything with slavers or beholders anymore. I think it might make more sense to make this guy yell.
Right. It's we've done a task for you. We've done a task for a beholder. We have our own tasks.
Mm-hmm. And both of you are terrible, so we're not going to do anymore.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Oh, if I'm allowed to speak, absolutely.
Do it. I tell him, fuck that, I'll do it.
Remember, you hate him. He's digesting your scale right
Yeah,
now.
but he'll...
But he'll shit out your scale is what he's going to do. You owe him. Like, if someone has your scale, you owe them.
I know what it is. I know how bad this is.
Do you think I could, non-discreetly,
Just remember who's the one. I got to dig through my
Right now
shit every
without
time I
them
shit
really-
now.
Yeah, you do.
So, just
That's supposed to make me feel better?
Yes.
I mean,
You literally
Like,
took my
it
scale
might
out
be
of
a
it.
little too much.
that might
because
be
you're
much.
going to give it to a fucking beholder.
understand that, sort of, but you know how I feel about it.
If you punch me again, I'm going to punch you back this
That's
time.
alright.
And it's not actually
I kind of
doing
thought that
yet,
when I hit
it's
you the
just-
first time and nothing happened. I was like, please don't hit me. Jesus. I couldn't affect any damage on you with my bare hands.
I mean,
Soldier, goddammit.
Yeah.
you can. This is obvious.
Okay.
But if you kick this off as they're doing their thing, that might kind of be a show of this is our final, we're preparing now.
Yeah.
do it.
But I just want to stress that if you do that and the roll fails, that's not a recovering thing. That's roll for initiative.
That's right. We're on the edge of fighting anyway. I think you should yell at him.
Well, you should declare at them. I don't know if you need to yell at them.
Yeah. Explain.
But I will declare, it's like this is, I believe that we have made good on a lot of parlay and a lot of equal footing here in our
we've got
scouting
nothing.
group
Yeah.
here. We have gone and seen this Zeranak. We have made court with him.
Zeranak.
I'm Zernick.
Sorry, with Zexoshalish, and made court with him and learn this information to give back to you. Now, I understand that you have people, and it is in good interest to save those people, which is why we have given you this information. I think,
Watch your guy back.
but you have a vein back. You have now information of what's to come from your enemy. We have our own enemies to face here. And it is... I forgot my voice all of a sudden.
Are you Sean Connery again?
Oh, God, I kind of am. I think all we have to do, if we encounter, we have our own quest to commit to here. And so at some point, we are just delaying our own lords here. All it would take is just any command, any mental command to bring our forces.
Don't bring these forces up.
No.
Okay, cool. Go for it. Never mind.
And then we could just... But I'd rather that we save... Just to deal with all of this altogether. But I would rather that we save our strength. You save your people. We commit to our plans. And we have the end of this. Have we not done fair by you? Do Thayans not trade?
Are you casting? No? Okay.
Oh,
Are you...
my
you,
thing. Yes, sorry.
Okay.
This is part of the
I
intimidation.
thought you meant like a different kind.
No.
I was
Like,
no.
are you kicking it off?
Sure.
All right. Make intimidation with advantage.
Ooh, roll 2 dice.
This is me.
Oh, God. I know. I'm just nervous because this feels sucks.
These rocks curse dice.
You can, if you want to just play out that superstition and anxiety, you can roll them one at a time too.
Ah!
Excellent.
I'll take
Oh,
a 19 plus 8.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
27.
So as you're like, we have our quest, you have yours. Go save your people. We'll save ours, and blah blah blah. He casts Beacon of Hope on all of you. Like boom, it goes off. This platinum aura surrounds all of you, and just like a quick little like image of a platinum dragon, kind of just appears and fades over top of you as you finish your walking up and like, let's be done with this.
Yes.
And boom, and they're all like, the Oathbreaker's just like picking up his hammer again, and there's some silent parlay or talk between. We're using parlay a lot. That's what it's good. Parlay between
It's about to be turned into a par melee.
between Cressia, Red Eye. Like you see Cressia, like it looks like she's probably doing message or some type of mental communication. Like she looks like she's like scolding him. He looks like, I'm gonna kill these people. And then you see Fari.
The
You keep
Archmage.
talking to the sorceress. It's Fari.
There's a fire. Who's a vein? Is that the goblin?
No.
No, the goblin's name is...
Evane might be the
Fari is the name of the sorceress.
Yes.
Dragonblood is sorceress. I'm so sorry.
I don't know who Evane is.
I don't know. What the fuck is it?
Cackle was the
Cackle.
goblin.
That
She
motherfucker.
cackles?
No, Cackle was the
No.
goblin.
Oh, cackle.
What did I call him? Not Cheeto.
You called her Kinkle.
No.
But there's a few tense moments, and then you look like Fari just kind of looks at Cressia, just exhausted and like pleadingly, and Cressia just shoots a sharp look, shooting daggers into the back of Luke Bro's head, the Oathbreaker.
Yeah.
I love that. And then he just like sets his hammer down, and Cressia says, well, good luck in your endeavors here. And she turns, and the Thane contingent forms up around her and
Goes
departs.
where?
I used the wrong
They
name.
go the other way.
Not up the stairs.
There's no upstairs here. There's just not up the stairs for the
Okay.
Dwarven Embassy. They go the other side, and
Pretty
Luke
much where
Bro,
we had come from originally when we first ran into them.
Luke
Somebody should come in
Bro.
and answer for our forces to make way for them as they pass that area.
Well, the forces you had back at the atrium, and you can hope that the atrium reset, like its trap reset.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
But
but if they just go like this, no sign.
and you just want to hope you're gone by then. You get up those stairs and done. But Luke Bro stays there, holding like his hammer's on the ground. He's just posted on it, staring you guys down, roiling in black energy until they're long gone.
Thanks. keep an eye on Luke, bro. I'm just staring him down. Like,
he
yes.
turns back, and then he turns back to you.
Mm-hmm.
Just because he's not intimidated doesn't mean he doesn't follow orders still, doesn't he?
No, that's right.
Yeah, okay.
He goes, I hope we meet again one day.
Me too.
We're all like,
You look formidable. It'd be nice to crush evil worth a damn for once.
Evil, good. You're just a plaything of your little god. He turns around and...
at least we are a God's plaything.
Well, that's a big thing in the Dragonborn culture, is not being slaves. Like,
Yeah. I didn't say anything after
yep,
that.
you're like,
Yeah.
okay. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not that, but...
I'm not gonna like this. Yeah. Something ineffectively, so I get the last word.
Yeah.
Anime rebel.
Oh.
And he
that's
walks off and, like, with that black roiling aura around him, the moment he gets out of any light that's coming into this room, he just disappears. Like,
Lord Savrov, understand that. I am your plaything, not any god. What? Okay. I mean, not play, okay.
It's like, nope.
Hey, we're alive.
We are. Yeah, we did it.
good going, everybody. Good intimidation rolls. Good. I am shocked and surprised pleasantly.
We did it.
That we got out of that situation without fighting or anything.
Yeah, me too.
I
I thought we were going to fight him. Absolutely.
I thought at least you were going to have to try to resort to the duel.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe me. I wanted it.
Sure. Oh, dude.
That would have been pretty badass.
Because then we could have played support roles like that. The Archmage would have been supporting Luke Bro, and we would have been supporting Rofrost while they fought, like casting and making sure he's good to go and strong. That would have been so much fun to watch. Take your head caved in.
Not 25 health points. I'll tell you, that would...
Oh, we'd make it an even duel.
Yeah, exactly.
Let us heal you up first and then go.
And then pick weapons.
Yeah, if it was a duel, that it's like, hey, let me heal.
Like, I'll pick weapons. Brass knuckles. It's just...
You just punching each other. Like, oh, this is going to take 5 days.
Well, I could bless some brass knuckles, man. I'll tell you.
I don't know about
Tear
you
him
guys,
apart
but I
with
could
a
use
thunderous punch.
I could use a short rest before we progress.
And you get up these
You
stairs.
don't like your...
Let's not
Yeah,
rest
what is...
here.
What are
Are
you
kidding me?
doing? What are you doing? Tell me what you're
The
doing.
force is coming up here any moment.
That's true. But I don't, all right, let's
get up these
We're
stairs.
we're at the base of the door.
You're at the stairs. There's 2 carved dwarven warriors, massive statues next to a super wide
Tell them
staircase
a knock-knock
of
joke and
thick-
get up there.
of thick, deep steps.
Do you remember is there like a cast time or anything with my wand of healing that I have, or can I just start poking these guys?
You can
and
start poking
healing
them.
up?
Like, no, it just takes a turn. Like, it will take your turn. It's an activation.
But we're not in combat, so turn doesn't matter.
So it doesn't matter,
But-
right?
I love that
So
shirt.
Spicy
technically-
ramen.
That's
It is
good.
a cool
So, yeah.
shirt.
We still
But
technically have
don't-
Beacon of Hope on
You do
us.
still technically have
So
Beacon of
we're
Hope.
to get max.
Yep.
hit points.
So
I think I know what I'm doing.
You do.
Let me do it.
But don't use the last charge. Well, use the last charge if it's completely necessary. But you guys have healing potions and all this other stuff. But if you use the last charge of a wand, you have to roll a die, and there's a chance for it to get destroyed.
I was
So-
going to use one charge
Bing,
if
bing,
I
bing.
could on each of
Yep.
us.
And so that is...
That's 7 total.
Wow.
And I've used 1 already somewhere. So I got 6 left. This would take me down to 2.
And that's
Perfect.
D8 plus...
Because it's just at like first level, right?
It's a first level and your wisdom.
Okay.
So D8 plus 4
Plus 5.
plus 5. So that's everyone gets back 13 hit points.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, because you get max healing when Beacon of Hope is on you.
Yeah. That's
So-
why I wanted to do this now
shit.
before we start moving away or it runs out.
Oh,
That's much better.
API error. Oh, come on.
Oh, API error. I got it too.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
gonna throw
I
it in
got
the
it.
API.
This is at least a little It'll make us feel better about walking around because we still don't know what the hell we're gonna walk into.
Wow, that was a great call.
Embassy.
Lord.
Yeah.
We could walk into more traps and crap.
What? What? No.
Doors don't do traps. I read that once in a book.
Was it How
Yeah,
Not
it's
to
not
Fall
honorable.
into Dwarven Traps, written by dwarves?
It was written by a dwarf.
Yeah,
Actually.
it's
That's
not
the
honorable.
title.
They'll never take your life without staring you in the eyes. So traps are completely
Yeah, they're
dishonorable.
very
They
honorable people.
They never use them, except for if you're going to try to sneak into their treasure vaults without fighting them first.
Well, that was not covered in the book.
Yeah, no. If you're going to try to avoid them, then they'll absolutely kill you with traps.
Thanks, Ayasa. I appreciate you not making that a fucking riddle.
All right, so
Let's approach the door and
so-
check it for traps.
you approach the stairs. You check the stairs for traps.
Yeah, I want to.
All right.
I also want to check the statues. Like, these things look intimidating.
All right, they do. They look, like I said, there's a crazy amount of detail in the statues. Like each beard hair is carved individually. It's not just a representation of beard hair. It is beard hair.
Made out of metal.
Like even like the little straggler sticking out. It's like a little piece of granite coming out. Like what the fuck?
Weird hair.
Weird hair. No, that's not true. So this is a weird one. So like when you search for something, it's normally investigate, but checking for traps has like always been perception, hasn't it?
Yes. We've used it for perception the entire time.
Do you know the rules?
It is investigation. However, you press assault to take a perception. So if that's a home rule that you prefer,
No,
I feel like we've used perception in the past.
and we should absolutely use perception because it's like to me it's still back to
noticing things.
like first edition. Like it's an intrinsic ability for rogues to get that.
Okay.
So
Like, I'm not
it's just
looking-
something you're like you investigate it, but it's your natural ability as a rogue to go.
Well, I feel like for me, investigation
This.
is like looking
This
for
is the trap.
clues or like trying to find a trail. That's investigation for me. But perception is like, if I put this trap here, it would look like this. These things would be trapped
feel
in a certain
like-
way.
I feel like using perception as the thieves' intuition for trap finding.
Yeah, and you have used perception before, and I didn't say like, no, that's wrong. Yeah.
Because in every other edition,
feels-
it's always been
It feels like it's.
perception.
I was gonna say it feels like it should be investigation, but as an arcane trickster, my points went into wisdom and into perception.
And your entire window to this game has been through Wiley,
Yep.
and yeah.
Let's do it. It's perception. So it has been decreed.
Your wisdom perception check lets you spot, hear, or otherwise detect the presence of something.
Yep.
It measures your awareness of your surroundings and keenness of your senses. For example, you might try to hear a conversation through a closed door, eavesdrop under an open window, or hear monsters moving stuff in the
Right.
Or you might try to spot things that are obscured or easy to miss, whether it's orcs and ambush shadows in a shadow, or candlelight under a closed secret door. Let me look up.
Investigation is when you actively try to find something out about something versus just you noticing something about something.
And neither of these say trap. So you look around for clues and make deductions based on these clues. Might deduce the location of a hidden object, discern the appearance of a wound, what kind of weapon dealt it, or determine the weakest point of a tunnel. They both sound like they would work. Perception sounds. In this one, the initial definition, which is let you spot here, otherwise detect the presence of something. I think detecting the presence of a trap would be perception.
Yeah, and I would agree. Yeah. You asked me for some reason they typically use that in the rules is written, and I think it makes more sense for perception as well. Honestly,
So I should perceive for traps.
Correct.
Thought we already agreed on that. But
Yeah. Am I rolling with advantage because I have some sort of holy light on me?
No. You wait.
like
Hold on.
imagine a wise thief is you know what I mean.
it's advantage on wisdom saving throws.
Ah, damn it.
It's wisdom.
I thought it was wisdom.
No.
I think you would want to use.
On wisdom saving throws, it does saving throws. So yeah, no.
Cool. All right. 8. Oh, sorry, 17.
Now, if once you spotted a trap, it might be an investigation to figure out how to disarm it.
Or what type of trap it is, or who made it. Yeah, I agree.
Because that definitely lies more into intelligence, like your ability to like figure stuff out. Kind of makes me want to see a thief.
Yeah. A trap's description specifies the checks and DCs needed to detect it, disable it, or both. A character actively looking for a trap can attempt a wisdom perception check against the trap's DC. You can also compare the DC to detect a trap with each character's passive wisdom perception score to determine if they just notice. And then you might call for an intelligence investigation check for a character to deduce what needs to be done, followed by a dexterity check using thieves' tools to perform the necessary sabotage.
Interesting. All right, so we were kind of on the right
Yep.
track.
Yeah, we were, yeah.
So, what was your roll? Sorry.
17.
There are no traps that you can detect on the statues or the first leg of the stairs.
That's intimidating.
Yeah. It looks clear. You ever seen Pitch Black?
On to the second level of the stairs.
I love that movie, actually.
Oh, that's a great movie.
I thought it was very underrated.
Pitch Black.
Pitch Black.
Is that,
Yeah. With Vin Diesel.
It's not bad,
It's
actually.
like Vin Diesel fights aliens.
Looks clear.
Xenomorphs.
That ain't a girl. Or that ain't a boy, or whatever. Yeah.
You thought you said it looked clear. Did look clear. Well, what's it look like now?
I wasn't
Looks clear.
I wasn't
That's
so
the
keen
rogue
on Chronicles of Riddick, but I really liked.
Chronicles of Riddick was blah. They try to overwrought the world. The second Pitch Black, fantastic.
Is it? I've never
Oh
seen
my
it.
god, it's amazing.
I have all three up to go to. Oh, I
Yeah.
have to bring you something else today, too, and I forgot.
There's so many movies I haven't seen. I really don't see a lot of shows and movies. It pisses
Have
him
you
off a
seen
lot.
Venom?
I noticed.
So I downloaded Venom,
It let me down a little bit.
so I'm gonna watch it.
It let me down because I'm a huge Venom fan, and everyone I know was like, it's pretty funny. You should watch it. If you like this, you like that.
I heard that his interaction with Venom is the best part of the movie.
I didn't like any of it.
Really?
I tried really hard to like suspend my knowledge of Venom, but they didn't add anything from the Venom I know to this.
Yeah.
Even their interactions, the we part. We'll talk about it after. I'll screen whatever.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So-
After you watch it, let's talk because it made me. But I might be wrong. I'm the only ones apparently.
Is-
So
I mean,
Carnage
you
also Venom,
you
or
liked
sort of?
Venom way more than like I've ever heard anyone liking Venom.
huge Venom fan.
And you apparently got into him when they changed him to be the anti-hero.
When he was the 90s version of Venom is what I really like from the cartoons and the comic books from then. I didn't read a lot of the comic books, but like I know him in a way from like comics and movies, and then from a couple of books. I read a couple of books about Spider-Man that are like, like the fan books and stuff like that. I read some Venom stories, and I'm a huge Venom fan. I think he's great, and I like the idea of the mixture of both of them, and they become we. They only say we.
Yeah.
They never say me or I or he or I want that or that he.
Did that not happen in
wants
the
that.
movie?
Not really. The symbiote refers to themselves as we a couple of times, but the way they meet, the way they interact, and the way that it ends, it's very but the way they interact and the way they become each other. I'm like, we're missing large chunks of the origin story of Venom, and there's no reason for him to. They did take away some like the Spider-Man aspects of it, which is fine
because they
don't
didn't have
really
Spider-Man
like
at the
that.
time.
Yeah, but like that's why he looks that way. That's why he's called Venom. There's a reason he chose Eddie Brock. Like so in the movie, he skips all of that.
They don't
All
tie
of
him into Spider-Man at all, which
it.
is sad.
And it's super
You
like.
said I lost inspiration, right?
No,
Oh,
I can't take inspiration from
you
you.
have before.
No.
we haven't.
You
But-
took you took Mitch's.
I think it was a joke, though. I
It
don't
was a
think he really
joke.
took.
Oh,
Inspiration.
okay.
Did you
Oh,
have
I took inspiration from being charmed. I think something happened while I was charmed. I took it away from.
What?
What if you had inspiration from...
I don't think you have inspiration.
Oh, okay.
The
I
session,
might not.
but-
I might not have marked it off if I used it.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna assume I don't have inspiration.
And generally, when you start a session, you don't.
Oh,
but-
okay.
Yeah, I didn't take mine off. He said session or inspiration. I was like, oh, it's already there.
Okay.
But I
think that's easier.
fudge that because sometimes I give you inspiration real late in a session when something big happens, and then like we in the session, so I'm like, okay, yeah, of course you have it the next start of the next session.
So what's up with these stairs?
All right, they're
Is
super
Venom on
deep,
them?
they're wide, there's venom all over them. Shit. Good thing that has to be like injected in you.
Yeah,
so
Guys, don't put this venom in your body.
yeah.
Stop shooting on the stairs.
Yep.
Nice, okay.
Stop shooting up the
Chewing.
Shooting
Ow.
on the stairs.
So yeah, the statues and these first leg of stairs look fine.
Right.
They don't look like they have anything crazy going on
So
with
we'll
them.
move on to the second level of stairs.
All right, so the stairs go up. There's a big landing, and then they go off in both directions. And looking up, you can see that they go off, up, over, and they recombine above you. So you could take left or right, it seems, and they're all going to get you the same place. But I definitely think you should split the party. If you just check out
Sounds
both
good.
sets of stairs.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
It's a terrible idea.
As a soldier, I think it's tactful to see what maybe following us up on both sides.
As somebody who likes to split the parties, I think it sounds fantastic, but we're not going to do it, I think.
No.
So let's head up to the right, since I'm ahead and I'm checking for traps and stuff. So on these set of stairs, I guess I'll do the same thing. Check for traps.
Okay. Don't worry about it. The same. There's the same. There's statues up here. There's pretty much statues at every landing of these grim dwarven warriors. They seem pretty generic. They don't seem like they're trying to encapsulate a specific dwarven visage. There's no nameplates on them, but they are very lifelike. So you go up to the right again, like that. Tink, 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 landing. Tink, 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 landing. Tink, 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 landing. And then there's one set of stairs that goes up this way, and it seems to go into a shallow foyer or almost internal courtyard where there's two massive statues and a huge door.
Like, is that the only way from this landing at this point?
Correct. Like it just goes up. So it's like you walk up and it goes ding, ding, ding.
It's almost shaped like this
Ding.
Twice. Like we walk up,
No,
we walk
this-
up, and then
I'm
it's like
saying
this,
from-
and then it's like that.
Yeah, there's no other. Well,
The top landing that, like, did we make it to this top landing?
you make it to the top landing.
That's what I'm saying. So there's only one way to go now.
We've landed.
Is all I'm confirming.
Yeah, and these go kind of up here,
That's why it's
which
called
then
landing.
stairs
Yeah.
go that way. So
You
in
stopped
this,
your flight, to flight
like,
of stairs.
yeah.
I mean, you end your flight, you're at a landing.
By the way, I'm like,
Flight
could we please
landing.
hurry this up?
Right.
We might be.
well, what happens after a flight? You land, right? So after a
Yeah.
flight of stairs, you
That's
go to a
what
landing.
crash. I was literally just saying that.
Yeah,
exactly.
right.
You crashed. This my crashing?
Yeah, yeah.
So you get to the top, and it's kind of like a massive porch on some palace. Like there's some big stone granite blocks of off colors. Like there's gray, there's a lighter gray and a darker gray checker pattern up here. There's this facade that looks like you're walking into a dwarven kingdom, like in a mountainside, with two massive statues holding up the place next to a door. You do see that there are smaller doors off to the sides, but they seem very old and out of use.
Things out of use here.
Right. But these massive doors are open. And it looks like it's going into wherever this is. But this is definitely dwarven and grand.
Are they?
Alright, I'm gonna go pee real slow.
How open are they? If you don't mind my asking.
How big?
How open are they? Are
Oh,
they just
they're-
like ajar?
No, they're
Oh,
That was
they're
usually
they're
4
open.
seconds.
Yeah, they're just
okay.
open. So we'll take a break.
That tells a lot.
Right. So like these aren't broken off the hinges or ajar or whatever.
Right.
These things have been set open
Okay.
and they are sitting there. There's enough kind of dust and must that you can tell that nothing here has moved in a long time. But we're going to take a little break, everybody. Break message. Engaged.
Cheers, friends. We live another day. Yeah.
Day's not over yet.
Yeah. Oh man. I want to ask you also, does she seem
Why-
intended to you? That's so
Find it. Just, I'm sure he's gonna want that.
Did Ayasa seem what?
I'll ask Ayasa, does she seem enchanted, the sorceress?
Conditioned, enchanted.
You
In
are
love with-
you
in
are
love-
you are our arcane
In love
expert.
with the wrong person. You'd be amazed at what a
Was it magical? Or are you going to tell me that love is magical?
yeah, you'd be amazed at what a loose collar feels like.
Do you know?
Maybe.
I should have said, how would you know that, not do you know? I'd be a terrible interviewer. You can't ever ask someone you're interviewing yes or no questions because they... Looks so Savroth. I'm just making sure that we don't lose ourselves in our path on this path. We have an honor to uphold from our homeland. Otherwise, what are we saving?
I agree, Rofrost, but why do you bring this up?
Because I'm irritated that we've just been trading hands with beholders and Thane slavers.
Well, let's look at those situations. The beholder literally had absolute control of us.
He did.
If we don't
Was
parlay,
it he or was it she?
if we don't parlay with it,
I didn't see anything dangling underneath.
you probably don't have an arm now, which would not help our quest get done.
You definitely want me with my arms intact.
Zernax may forever just
Be
be
a touch heavy because it's not
charmed,
pint glass, but I think you'll survive.
which would not help us achieve.
I think there's a sudden suspicious look to this. Ooh, is that what we're gonna play when we all die in this quest?
Oh yeah, it is absolutely.
I am so looking forward to that game.
This is Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay.
The new edition.
Then we can give him all the fucking Warhammer info.
Well, it's like
Ooh,
magnetized.
Like a meme they sent me. It says, I was a guardsman. I was like, oh, because they don't know anything. Like, that's the point. It's like they're
we should have fought the
or
things.
whatever. And so, like, he put this one. He's like a new player eager to learn the Warhammer 40k lore. And it's me like this, and it's like
Are you seeing
finding
this
out
shit?
how much lore there is. You're like there's so much goddamn lore.
That is beautiful.
And it's imprinted
I
leather.
don't want to touch it, but I don't want to put
It's
fingerprints on.
I know, right?
Oh, I touched
Yeah, it's imprinted leather. It is fucking beautiful.
it anyway.
I am
It's so
like
soft.
I kick myself for buying
Look at
all
that.
these special editions, but
Every so
God,
often.
that's fucking pretty, man.
Yeah.
So this is the fantasy version of Warhammer,
Yeah.
and it is
It's pretty cool, man.
it's pretty cool. It's brutal. It is.
So
It's kind of
Warhammer's
part
like if
of
you mixed, Rifts and D&D, and everything sucks.
It's kind of that dungeon
Everything sucks.
classic revival that's going on right now.
Like, even your own people are like, that's heretical. And they're like, oh, now you have to roll a saving throw against your own fucking characters because they don't believe you anymore. That's just crazy.
And I was looking at some of the stuff on like my buddy Scott is really big into the Dungeon Classics right now, and Dungeon Classic Revival is hardcore. Like, come to the game with 5 characters because you're gonna lose 3 tonight. But it's like no. This isn't an adventure that you're supposed to beat.
Yeah.
This isn't a dungeon that like, I'm gonna test my players. It's like, no, this is a dungeon crafted by an engineer to kill people coming into it if they try to rob from it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna kill some folk like when they come in there.
Elemental evil
Right.
kind of stuff.
So like that's what the classics are, and Warhammer Fantasy is very much like like it's hardcore. It doesn't mess
I've
around.
lost a character in every game we've played except for Dark Sun and Firefly because we didn't play them very long.
Like
we didn't play them long enough for me to get
instead
killed.
of you roll to see what you play, and like you might end up with sous chef. Like
Yeah.
like,
Now
that's-
there is a difference. We went over this in the chat, but it was a long time ago. They did change it. You can choose for the most part, but you get bonuses if you don't.
Yeah.
If you just randomly roll your character, every random roll you do gives you more points to start the game with.
Oh, that makes sense. So we were playing Dark Suns. I was telling him like we're gonna because we had played a quick one-off at Rifts just for fun, and we ended up having a really good like.
I remember your Dark Sun game.
So for Dark Sun, I was like, we're gonna roll random, and we'll be those characters. And he's like, all right, cool. And I was like, human wizard. I'm like, I don't want it. That's stupid.
Fuck this.
Because you just played in
He just played
I
a human
literally
wizard.
just played a human wizard, and I was like, I don't want to play this anymore.
I absolutely would love to randomly roll everything for.
I don't know,
It's fun.
If we hadn't, because when we died in the last game, that was something I kind of wanted to try. I was like, let's just make a ragtag team and see what happens. But once we started talking about like, why don't we all be magicians? Why don't? Because everyone was like, I want to play magic.
Let's all play Dragonborn. Let's all play people with magic.
Yeah.
Like,
There's great things on either of these philosophies.
This has been a really good D&D game. I've really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
speaking of which, let's see if I can end that tonight. All right, so
Here's all the obelisks. I want to play
there's
War
an
of
owl
Fantasy.
curled up right around that map.
Obviously, before we go through the doors, I'd like to check the surrounding area for traps one more time. Just 'cause
Please do.
That looks scary.
There's a bench sitting somewhere. Did you want to sit?
No.
There are
stuff on
stone benches up along the walls.
I have
if you
enough
want to try
arrows. I
them.
shoot all of them.
You break a lot of arrows.
21.
21. You are not noticing traps, but you are noticing defenses. There are, like, up midpoint in walls, you're seeing very, very cleverly hidden in the scroll work or in the stonework kill slits. So obviously there's, like, guard posts behind there that could be watching and have their crossbows on you. You see that there's like this line above all of the doors, which could either like pour out tar or drop rocks or something. Like this place looks like it could
Be defended.
defended like on its own outside of being inside of a castle. They could push back a siege at the door of an embassy. So
So I'll say that although there are no traps, if anyone is here, they have us at a disadvantage.
this is true.
Would you like to send Rofrost up first then to see if anything
I
happens?
thought that was implied.
Me too.
I
go.
If anyone watches, I didn't send it, I don't think. But if anyone watches PvP online, and their offshoot, which is their D&D game,
PvP.
PvP Online is an online comic strip, and they made an offshoot. They basically do D&D, and they have these people playing a D&D game, and it's about the D&D group, but then they fold in the D&D. So like half the panels are them sitting around the table, and half the panels are them, their characters swinging axes and all this.
Check it out. I don't think if you sent the link, I don't know.
But in the latest one, they had the argument of who goes first in a marching order. And there's a dwarven woman, like, always plays barbarian, always plays the dwarf.
They have a lot of hit points.
Right. And then there's the guy that's, like, always playing the ranger, the rogue, and that kind of thing. And it's like, okay, so what's the marching order? This forest is really thick. And the ranger's like, well, I'm the ranger. I should be going first, checking for traps, seeing if I can spot anything. And the dwarven barbarian's like, nope, that's not in the handbook. Fighter always goes first. And there's a quick little argument about who goes first.
Yeah. I mean,
It should be the ranger, by the way.
Yeah, it absolutely should.
Rogue, ranger,
Yeah.
depending on the situation.
Like, it is good to have a fighter. It's not a bad idea to have a barbarian or a fighter go first, but the moment you do that, you're as a group accepting that like you're going to be hit by something
And traps and stuff.
Yeah.
So, walking up through these massive double doors, you are greeted by just an immense opening chamber. Like, this looks like a hall. So you walk up, there's a lowered floor, so there's some steps down to a floor, but immediately to your right and left, there's ways to get into stands. Like, there are pews and everything that look around this chamber. At the far end of the chamber, there's another set of doors, or there's another landing that goes up in a set of doors, but before that is just this massive, like, pulpit almost, with what looks like to be like a judge's, carved in stone table. So it looks like this is where the doors would hold court while they're in their embassy in Castle Never. And it looks like it could hold a couple hundred people in this place. It's very impressive. There's a couple doorways out from up in the stands, so it looks like people that were, not just coming in through the front doors, but if you were living in the apartments or wherever in this area, you could just come right into the stands. And then there's another set of massive doors behind the pulpit.
He's just writing interesting.
Interesting. Little hearts over the eyes.
Yeah.
Dear diary, today was interesting.
Yeah.
Still haven't found Zernex's scale, but the search continues.
Boy, that's interesting. I had no idea the contents of my diet, I never really thought about it until I've had to.
It also gave me some special berries. There's a rumbling happening.
Okay.
There's light coming in from somewhere. It's up top, like through ports or like little carved holes in the ceiling. It's kind of reflecting down. Again, you don't even know what time of... No, it doesn't seem like a lot of light, but it's enough ambient light that you're fine. Your dark vision is, by the way, still on.
Still?
Yeah, for that potion. Mm-hmm.
Shit, was that a permanent potion?
I don't know, but it had probably if it's still going.
There's like...
We haven't rested yet.
In the archways, there's like these massive dwarves that are like looking down onto the chamber. It looks like they're judging you.
My.
It definitely feels like you've stepped out of a human or an elven castle, which is the origins of this place, and now are in a dwarven hold somewhere.
Should we close these doors behind us? We may wish to rest soon.
I mean, they were open when we got here.
They've been open for centuries, probably.
Yes, but they'd probably be very noticeable if anyone opened up of them behind us if we pursue further. Just giving a tactical analysis.
I think rather than close them and hide here, we should move forward and hide safer places. This room is huge.
This is true. Yes. So, no closing the doors. We can close them and move on. I'm just saying.
Well, we can close, 30-foot high doors as a bold statement. Especially dwarven doors. You don't know where their mechanisms are.
We're a clever bunch. I don't know.
But it's like, let's spend an hour looking around for how to close these doors.
What?
No, I'm not saying that it's something like.
No,
but you're just saying like, hey, let's just close these doors.
Should we consider? I'm a soldier, okay.
Though this room has a lot of cover with the stands and the pews.
What about that? I said, yeah. What about? Well, I'm just worried about people following us in. What? Do you have that clever alarm spell?
I do.
Would it be too taxing upon you to? Oh, I don't know how. It's a big area, big open area to cover.
She can put it at the entrance, cross the line.
Yeah, that's what I mean at the end. It's a big entrance.
Yeah.
If
you want to give her like 10 minutes, she'll do the ritual, set up the alarm.
For mimics while she does that.
Should we?
Yeah. You find 3. They all eat you.
It makes sense. It does make sense to cover our tracks because we didn't double cross anybody, but everybody literally knows where we are.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Right. So she'll sit down and do the ritual if that's what you're planning.
Is that cool with you?
I mean, 10 minutes.
What do you want to do?
I just want to keep moving forward and find the damn map.
Because there might be a place that's a better chokehold.
That's what I said. Was if we keep moving forward.
Also, we don't know. Like, it's not a given that people know where we are. Like, we've literally told nobody except
nobody knows
except for the beholder. I guess would know.
And then we fought those guys to go up those stairs.
Basically. Yeah, you know
go away
that the Thayans know which way you've gone.
We told them.
That's not what we told them, but we were
but they know
we
that
told them we were tired of doing their crap.
Right. But you know that there's only one other way. Like, you're not going to go back to where the beholders are. You're not going where they are.
Yeah.
And you are coming that way.
Yeah.
So like,
I'm only being vigilant, my lord. It is your decision. 10 minutes is 10 minutes, after all.
but again, there's probably like these are the big entry chambers, huge, impossible to secure at this level because you know that there's other doors that come in here, like 2 other doors on the side at least. So even putting an alarm across the main entrance, not the greatest tactically. So
Keep on moving.
keep it on. So the next couple chambers are, it seemed to be preparation and honorific, like where the Dwarven nobles would probably gather before they go out into the court and this and that. And those kind of like, so the chamber you exit here enters into like 3 chambers connected there, which seems to be where people would get together and prepare to go out into the court. You also see more doors that are going to be going out into the apartments that are obviously all around this place that fill that court. So you just kind of keep pushing on. Like there's just these big chamber after big chamber after big chamber, and you kind of get to this hallway that's like definitely this is big and Dwarven and ceremonious, and then there's kind of like this hallway that's much more relaxed, and you definitely feel you're transitioning from this is where official business happened to a more personal living area.
Okay.
And when you go through there's a nice kind of, and it's not soft in any manner, but it's definitely more welcoming than the big Dwarven structures. There's like 2 hearths on either side. There's some steps going up. There's a pretty grand double door that used to be there. There's just cinders, like they're pieces of charcoal log almost, scattered down the steps, which probably used to be the wooden doors that were on that, and they've just been completely burned out. You even see the brass hinges are like on the front facing you. They're brass, but where they folded over from where they were facing before, they're blackened.
New brass.
Bronze.
So, and you definitely smell soot in this room. So there's 2 hearths, and then you're looking up at this door, and what used to probably be a wooden door is now just pieces of charcoal and burnt logs scattered through this place.
And this is the entryway to this more relaxed looking area?
More relaxed, kind of like personal living area. So there's an archway, there's a door, and it looks like it's going into a larger room from this area.
This
And
does not
there's
look
that.
open to the public.
We're looking for
You're looking for their... So somewhere in here they have a chamber, a room,
No, I know what we're looking for.
that has a map on the floor.
We would be looking for the not the consulate. What is the person that's the
Emissary.
ambassador's
yeah,
office? The ambassador's.
Well, it would probably be in places where it probably
If-
is somewhere behind here, unless they would
So-
like it in a more grandiose room.
Make
Acrobatics.
history or investigation, whichever is higher.
Oh boy.
What if
For everyone. Like
Okay.
everyone can make this roll.
I was like,
Hey.
2?
Yeah,
Like, hey!
yeah. Hey.
14.
Dang, I got a 20. What did you get no bonuses for yours?
No.
For either of those things? Yeah. No.
Investigation or perception? No.
Oh, wait, you see
you have 0
investigation?
intelligence?
Investigation or history?
No.
Yeah, he doesn't have any intelligence. Come on. You know Rofrost? You met my boy
I
Rofrost?
mean, I have, but I just didn't realize how bad it was.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm all about the execution of plans.
Yeah, sure you are. I only got 10 total.
What'd you get?
I got a 20.
You get a 14. So, if this is an embassy and there's going to be an ambassador in it, and knowing dwarves, like you have seen a lot of offshoots, but those are probably for attendants, nobles, whatever. If the person here in seat, in power, is the ambassador, it's most likely the direct route you took, because they're dwarves.
Mm-hmm.
This is the audience chamber. This is the preparation chamber. This is the planning chamber. Now you're going back to a personal chamber, and if you go straight, that's going to be the ambassadors. Like,
right, but
he's not going to be off to
ambassadors.
some side or whatever.
Yeah, but this probably recognizes people. Somebody's already evidently tried to go through here. The door is missing. Well, not missing. It's just in bits of soot right there. So
Now, it is toward you. I just want to say
I'm sorry.
it's the pieces of coal and cinder are coming out.
Oh, really?
Like, so you're looking
Like
at
someone's trying to
steps.
leave. And...
So how?
Like you're looking at
so
steps. It's like it's scattered charcoal on the ground from where the doorway is towards you,
Interesting.
down the steps onto the floor.
How old is the
So you're gonna lose a bit of
wood and soot and stuff like that?
Investigation.
Dang it, that is investigation.
Well, he's investigating. I'm gonna build chip
Hot
bit of
natural
stone.
one.
Natural one.
Yeah.
Like
This is fresh.
Shit.
this just happened.
Damn it.
Did it?
I'm telling you that it just happened.
Okay. Well, be on guard.
Yeah, pull swords out and stuff.
Yeah.
Don't be mad. This is
Slow
fun.
down.
That's your expert told you.
I'm going to get
Be
a
wary.
chip bit of stone or something if I can find anything to throw. Just kind of throw it through the threshold. Now that I know where we are.
You throw like a female.
Excuse me, I throw you.
Please let him do that.
Wait. He also leans down, picks up a stone. No, he's much worse than I am.
Excuse me. I'm just trying to get it past the threshold. This wasn't a strength of arms contest.
Now you have to throw another one farther. You like have to.
I'm gonna throw you through this shit if you keep this up.
Come on,
Actually, that's not a bad idea.
You're undaunted. Throw one farther. Don't throw me.
Do not assume the conditions of my titles. Very well. I'll try to walk through it.
I'll use massage.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
Feels good.
So, right. Does.
Do you see any traps?
No.
I shall try. Shall I try to walk through it?
Well, no. Look at that. I'm trying to think.
I am.
This fire
I am
just,
hardier than a door.
well, if this fire just happened, it might have been a trap, or it might be something that came through here that did it. So, I mean, we've thrown a rock a couple times, so we're not waking anything up apparently. So yeah, I'll check for traps in this little room.
Perception.
Yeah. Fuck.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
21.
Looks clear.
All right,
Laugh 21. That's a great roll.
let's go. I'll
You
go.
going to the bathroom? Is that what you're sure?
I know. I should have done the break, but I didn't feel anything.
Just,
Ah.
just go
I'm
pee.
just gonna go. I'm just gonna go. You guys figure it out.
Jesus.
I like how it blinks. We'll be right back.
That's what I was doing. All right, we can keep talking.
If you still have dark
Anything
vision
else?
on, you can,
He still has dark. His dark vision is still up.
and you perceive no traps.
He perceives no traps.
So the fire is fresh. There's no traps in here though, so we still kind of a
Stealth
clear.
it up and start walking forward. Let's.
Do you want me to go
Find
first?
out.
I'll do it. So let's.
Yeah.
I'll stealth through. Yeah.
Do it. Don't need roll frost for this. He'll just mess it up.
29.
Just kidding, Robert. But not really.
Just in case he watches it.
Yeah, right.
29 is the highest I've ever rolled for anything ever.
Did you roll a natural 20?
I rolled
okay.
an 18, but I have a plus 10 for stealth. So.
Right. So you stealth up, you sneak up around the side, you move in. This place opens up into what probably used to be kind of like a lovely den. So I'm going to explain a bunch. I'm going to start with the most minor details first and become the most important details later, because if I just tell you what you see right off the bat, then you'll forget everything else about this room. So it's a large room.
Stealth through to the next room.
It's large and wide. There's several doors out of it. There seems to be doorways that open up onto balconies and windows on the opposite side. You can see moonlight streaming in from there. There used to be furniture in here, probably a lot of it, but almost all of it is charcoal and cinders now. Like just hunks of burned whatever was in this place.
Oh, dear.
You could see where bookshelves used to be, and now it's just kindling on the ground and lumps of burned out coal. The entire ground is scorched and covered in soot. The pillars around the entryway are covered in soot. The back, like everything. It's a concave ceiling. There probably used to be a fresco or some type of mural up there covered in soot. There is a ghost of a dwarf, blue, ghostly outline, pacing back and forth in the center back of the room.
For a minute, I thought you were making a joke, honestly.
I am not. No, he
Sorry.
He
Ghosts
is-
are real and they're here.
They're here. You've
Like,
seen a bunch of
I
them.
know, I'm just-
Yeah. He is a dwarf with a massive braided beard, like several braids, all ending in padlocks. Like his braids are set into padlocks, all coming down to like this big braid on the center, which is actually padlocked into his belt. There, he's wearing a huge fur cloak that's dragging behind him as he paces back and forth. He looks grizzled and old and impressive. He strides back and forth, and he has an axe hanging off his side on one side and a ring of keys hanging off his other side. And you can hear the jingle jangle of him passing back and forth and back and forth and back and forth.
Oh, it was here the whole time.
I'll massage that Savra. What? Your pencil.
Ignore me!
We're trying.
We really do try.
His name is Lockbeard.
His name's Lockbeard. I like it. Yeah, so I'll skinny the sighting of the ghost back to this fellow.
And that's the last thing he says. Like, so was that end of the
That's everything.
description?
Like, this probably used to be a big, plush, welcoming room at some point. Everything's covered in soot, and this ghost is pacing back and forth. You can obviously see that the outside, you have reached the wall of the keep. Like, you've gone deep enough in through all these chambers and everything. You're on the edge of the castle now. But yeah, and then there's other doorways off from this that look like they go to somewhere else. Their doors have also been...
Does this look like
Burned
the
off
room
their
I was
sinews.
looking for?
There should be a map on the ground, but all you're seeing is soot.
Dirt and soot, okay. But this is kind of the ending of the... Okay.
We should absolutely talk to this ghost.
Alright.
So what are you doing?
I'm gonna talk to the ghost.
You're going to walk up and talk to the ghost?
I don't know if I want to walk up to it.
Or are you going to just
You
call?
guys want to approach the door before I do this?
We're not there with you. You're scanning ahead, aren't you?
Yeah, he messaged back.
Oh.
But you guys are still in the room with the two hearths and the blown out door.
If we do move up, like, the ghost will know that there's somebody coming.
Well, you guys can just kind of move around the door.
You could walk
What
up
did
the
you have to do
landing
then? Was it gone
to
for
the
that?
sides of the
Just-
door.
when you
Without
again,
having to
I
stealth
just,
or,
I,
like,
he wanted me to
noise or
stealth because I
anything.
was saying that the fire's fresh,
Yeah.
like it just happened, and I'm not seeing any traps. But I was like, something did this recently, so because of that, I decided to stealth in. Then I
Through the
basically-
metal? Through the
Yeah, so
big
the-
open door?
The place where we burned out saw the soot. I went through it to another room, right?
Oh,
correct.
Yeah. So now I'm in a different room that has definitely been burned. And Lockbeard, the ghost, is walking around.
Lockbeard.
I don't know.
We should.
Whatever his name is, it's nicknamed Lockbeard now, so you're gonna have to change that in your notes.
Well,
Actually, you don't have to change it by very much. So
What was it really initially?
No,
Oh, okay.
you can't just know that yet.
I'll suggest to Savroth. We should.
Yeah, we're
Catch up and-
we're moving up. We're going outside the door.
All right. Hey, ghost.
You should have said, "Hey, Lockbeard." Come on now.
Ghost.
Where?
So you're calling out to it,
And I'm using the term ghost.
but you're staying in, like, towards the front of the room, and
I
then
don't want to approach.
Okay, so you see him like he looks up. Where is that page? And he keeps walking back and forth.
God. I bet the page is on a different floor. What page are you looking for?
And does he come? What news?
Oh, the page, not the. I was looking for.
Welcome to
P-A-I-G-E.
this ain't no sci-fi. We use old terms.
English is my second language. You can tell by my accent.
He looks up at the door again. Like, heard you said that. Keeps pacing.
And he says, "What's English?"
Common. What does the page bring you?
Keeps pacing.
Guys, he's waiting for a page.
Where are we at this point when you message us?
You are on the opposite side, still out in the entry chamber, on either side of the door. Like you haven't, like you've come up the stairs, but gone to either side of the blown out door and just waited. Like, so you're there.
Oh, I thought we were.
He's in the room with the guy. You are not in the room.
All right.
So I'll
Looks
message
like there's an
back.
explosion here.
Yeah, like very recent. So
Very recent.
I can say, I'll say that I'll message back that he's waiting for a page to bring him some sort of information or bring him something. Maybe I can pretend to be the page.
Or Yasa, the entertainer, would probably be best at that.
That's a strange thing to say, knowing that. So, no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, maybe one of us should pretend to be the page, possibly the performer. I guess. We haven't let her do anything yet.
Well, the paper. Well, I already responded. I can't message you. So
If he, well, yeah, you can't because he's
When they
messaging
get
him.
Oh.
Rest in peace.
yeah.
So he's messaging him.
Oh, okay.
He can message
The
back,
whole time.
and he's reciting what he's saying.
Session
Oh, okay.
27.
So you can say
So,
something
yeah.
to him to message back to him.
So let's say to Savroth, just well, it's not a. I mean, yes, we could do that, but if he is he expecting something from this page? We don't know anything about this. Like, what if the page doesn't have? What if the page doesn't have what this person is seeking? Is this room going to explode again?
Well, he won't.
It just did.
He won't respond to me. He only says
Yeah,
the
he's not
page is
even responding to Zernax calling out to him.
Hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I don't even know if pretending to be a page is going to do anything for this guy
I'm
either.
just worried if it does.
The worst that can happen is all the bad stuff that we've encountered so far.
Well, if it's not even, if we can't even get his attention, maybe we can just ignore it and move on.
No one's trying to get his attention. You've just yelled out at it from across the room in hiding.
And I can.
Hey, fucker!
And you can, like, if you want to send Ayasa in to try to pretend to be a page, if you want to try to go bluff and try to pretend to be a page, you can try these things.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're
I
discussing.
kind of like either of those ideas. Like
Well, then I'll hide, and then we'll send Ayase in. That way, at least there's a backup for her.
We should send a script with it, though. I mean, if he's expecting something,
She's not
She
going to
can't
follow
read
a script.
Angry.
Do you know Ayasa?
she doesn't say much.
Well, even when she's not saying much,
I just want to make Dave talk to himself at length.
Oh, you don't even know.
That's actually a funny idea.
Well, now say this. Now say this.
If they say this, you say this. So, like, I'm just supposed to have this scripted conversation with, like, my NPC. Okay, and then I say that. If he says this, I say this to myself. And this.
It's one of those things like DMing seems difficult, and then you take it on, and you're like, this is easy. And then, like, 30 seconds later, you're like, you know what? Fuck you guys. I wrote all this stuff. I called the bellboy. The bellboy's... The bellboy arrives. Like, I don't need him.
Right,
What are you doing over there?
So I'm pulling the stream so you can talk and I can still hear what's going on.
all right,
Because I got a pee and get a drink.
go.
Why did we even take a break for
Because you had to pee.
Yeah, we like took a break.
But we
and
always
made
normally, like,
drinks, like he
okay,
went.
No, I know,
everyone
I know.
go.
Look, it's been 2 weeks. We're out of
We're out of whack.
A lot of whack.
So
I would.
So it's not going to be Savroth that goes in. Who's going in to talk to this thing and pretend to be a?
I think that
pitch?
I'll do it.
Of course
I
you
think
would do it.
I think sending Ayasa in is a good idea because she can be a little odd and everything like that. But I want to hide in the room too, so that way if something goes down, at least someone's ready to back her up a little bit.
Okay.
So I'm already hidden, right?
Ooh,
Like,
yeah.
hidden.
Ooh, you could be if you're spotted. You could be the page's secret lover.
We'll keep that in mind.
Okay, you could come on.
That's true. They
Just saying.
could come
You
on.
need a backup plan.
This is was the last game. I was like, yeah, it's like that what was that? Not a goblin. What was the woman that we found him having sex with the woman in the lone
my
tree?
God, that was last campaign.
Yeah, that was
wasn't
last.
it?
I was about to say like, oh, we saw that
Oh,
one time.
God,
Oh, wait,
the
yeah,
gnome.
that was in Lone Tree. Yeah, the gnome in Lone Tree.
And Lone Tree. Yeah.
Jesus
Where
Christ!
we
you
made it
guys
down into
with
his
that.
secret lair, and he was fucking the fat chick, and we were like, yay! We watched it for like an uncomfortably long time.
Yeah, we
searched
should
the room before we
Okay.
actually interacted with the guy.
leave us alone.
Hello.
We're trying to make a halfling.
That's not how that works. That's not how any of this works.
My next guy's gonna be a half gnome.
I'm okay with that. Half gnome chemist. So you're sending Iyasa in.
Yes.
Kind of like, hey, Savroth, is that the plan?
Yes.
All right. So Iyasa's like, sure. All right. So she heads in, strides forth, and says, "My lord, I have news." And the moment like she like walks in and has noticed like he's pacing and pacing and pacing, he stops, looks up. "Finally, you're here. What news do you have?" And she starts to try to talk, and she's like, "I am this from Neverwinter, yada yada yada," and starts putting on her kind of like little performance.
Does she say yada yada yada?
No, she
I
does
want
not
to
say
take
that.
notes. What does she say?
She natural 20 to her performance check, so
Well,
it's
that definitely
amazing.
won't.
It's absolutely amazing. But you're around the corner and you don't hear any of it.
You're not gonna roleplay this out, are you?
No, but the thing is that whatever she says, whatever she does, like you see her talking to this person and like coming up with this whole thing. She even like drops the name of the dwarf that you were sent here on behalf. And then like he's just looking at her, and then he like kind of paces a couple
Quite good.
mores and looks down and this and that and says,
She was a natural 20.
"Dahlia, Sinfel, they've lured me out. They're going to get to the... If they awaken Magira..." And he starts kind of getting a little bit angry. And he goes from a blue ghost to a bluish white ghost. And he starts pacing and
Blowing up the room.
getting angry. And then he goes from a bluish white ghost to a white ghost. And then kind of a yellowish white ghost. And then the room starts heating up. And he starts to kind of give off heat waves. "No, they lured me out. They're going to awaken the Titan. All part of their machinations. If I was there..." Did Lord Never have a play in this? What's going on? I should have been there, guarding those gates. I am the Keymaster. And he gets hotter and hotter and yellower and yellower and oranger, and now flames are coming off him. And Iyasa's Yasa wasn't breaking a sweat to begin with because she's a gold. But she's like now starting to like tiptoe backwards like this is like bad. I mean, you're pretty far off, and now you're starting to get these waves of heat off of him, and he's getting angry and angrier. It's all going to... if they awaken it, the world is gone. I should have been there. The king had trusted me.
I'll message Ayasa. Say something to calm him down.
I've been saying a bunch of things. Have you not heard me?
I flee.
Yeah.
Flee the room.
She turns and runs.
Grabbing Savra.
Make a perception as you flee.
Natural 1.
God darn it.
I've been rolling really well all night.
You got inspiration earlier, though.
I do. Inspiration, actually. Let's change that shit.
All right. Roll another natural 1 for me.
I don't know if you want to use it for this, but...
No, I'm going to use it for this. 17.
Okay. So...
Wait. Yeah, 17.
So, like, you're like, okay, I'm backing out. You still, like, have to think that you're just kind of about yourself, so you're not waiting for a Yas or anything. But when you kind of turn and run, the light and the heat and everything, like, there's something weird about the lighting that comes in at the last moment. The flash that happens. And it almost seems bigger than if it just had came from the ghost itself.
Mm.
It seems like the entire room flashed with light and heat. But yeah, you see, like, he comes, like, and runs around the door, and then Iyasa just goes, and just jumps out onto the floor, and flames jettison out of the room. They're sustained for a good couple seconds. You almost hear a, like, pained bellowing, like, through it all as it's burning out of this place, and then it
my lord, are you okay? We're all fine?
He also stands up and, like, uses her cantrips to extinguish her robes and such.
I only got so much of that. Good job, Ayasa, by the way. I mean, you did blow up the room a good, but it seems like it happens often. It's very recent.
Now it smells very recent. Like, it smells like burnt tar and...
Very recent.
I only caught so much of that. He mentioned a Dahlia and a Sinfel. If they wake it up... Bagheera?
Magira.
Yeah, Bagheera is the name of the panther.
Jungle Book, yeah.
Oh, said the wrong one. He didn't say Titan. He said Primordial. That's one mistake I made.
If they waken Bagheera, is it Primordial? Primordial. What is a Primordial?
Make history checks, everyone.
It's not in my book of common creatures.
No.
I do not know what a Primordial is.
Dang, I got an 11.
Okay.
We are completely ignorant of primordial. What is that?
Don't worry about it.
I thought it was a natural 20. I'm like, yeah. Oh, dude.
Yasa?
Dude, these dice are so pretty.
It's technically 13.
Yeah, said nothing. So, you also got a 10. 10. Yeah. So, nothing. You don't know. I mean, so I have to preface this. You do not know who Magira is. You, as a race, know what primordials are.
Elementals, right?
They're primordials. Now I might be mixing up my lore, but I'm pretty sure back in your home world, the primordials had a war with the gods in the land before Dragonborn were here, which is before you came to Toril.
Okay.
In whatever the other land was called.
There's probably bits of stories we've
There's
heard
bits of stories that the primordials the gods had wars with primordials, and then the gods and the dragons enslaved you. But primordials are another, just one of those big, super powerful beings that exist from time before time and control base aspects of reality. And that's kind of as much as you know. But you don't know in Toril if that means the same thing.
All right. So we're okay, though. We survived.
Everyone's okay.
I want to go back into the room and see if the ghost is there again.
The ghost is pacing back and forth. He's blue.
So this feels much like the joke doors, that if we can say the right combination of things, perhaps we can lure this ghost away or placate him.
How about we just don't anger him and just ignore him and move on?
We did little to anger him.
We spoke to him, prodded him, we pretended to be someone he knows.
Not completely. I want to move on per se, but there's still other little rooms and stuff around here.
There's still lots of, like, you could spend the next month probably just going through the Dwarven embassy.
He ignored me when I went in there for the most part until we spoke to him, right?
You were hiding.
I was hiding shit.
But you can
I'm gonna
try to
sneak
go
back in
talk
and I want to go back in and clean the floor.
Okay.
I want to see if the floor has the map.
Do you have prestidigitation?
But I do have mage hand. I want a mage
So
hand.
you're gonna grab some, like, grab a
I mean,
towel or
can't the
something.
mage hand,
It's caked on soot and shit. Like, so you just need to get a towel with some alcohol and
hang on real quick.
clean the floor.
I'm gonna throw my Onyx charger in there and have it. I'm just kidding.
What?
Yeah. How about like what's so water skin?
Or I'm sure you have alcohol on you.
You
I mean, it's not written, but I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure you have alcohol on you.
all right, so yeah, let's mage hand so an alcohol rag.
Just grab a little rag and just like, so you're gonna sneak back in and clean a bit of the floor.
I don't have to sneak back in. Can the mage hand go in there?
I mean, it can, but you need to see,
Oh, yeah, that's true.
right? Like to see if there's a map. The mage hand can't talk to you. It doesn't have eyes.
I'm like, hey, it says there's a map. 3 words. First word sounds like.
All right.
It's not ironic that Lockbeard is the keymaster.
Lockbeard is the key master.
Anyway, so mage hand clean the floor. I'll sneak into. I need to stealth back in.
Yeah, please do that.
Like you do magic, so I'm just like
24.
Okay.
Well, you do
so
have
you sneak back in.
prestidigitation, too.
I do have prejudice.
Oh, then yeah, you could just aim at the floor and clean part of it.
Oh, then fucking do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, I was like, I got mage hand. Hell
I
yeah.
was like, that's why you asked me that first.
So you
I know
clean.
mage hand is
You
a
start cleaning a part of the floor.
cantrip.
Roll a perception. No, I'm just kidding. There is a map on that floor.
Ha.
It's all bitch.
You now have this much of it clean.
Perfect.
oh,
I'm gonna massage that information to these guys.
Okay.
Guess what?
this is the map.
Oh, you
The
did
map
sneak
that we
back
need.
in there.
You did sneak back in.
You have a magic bow, don't you? Just slay this ghost.
You saw it blow the room up when all we did was talk to it.
Well, you can't blow it up if it's. What do you call that? Potted?
Dead. Re-dead.
Re-dead?
What you
Banished, like
need
a
to
zombie
do
ghost.
is go
Banished.
20 floors below you, find those shadow demons that were eating ghosts, and bring one of them up here to eat this ghost.
I have a shadow demon bag, I think.
Yeah. You have 2 of them in there.
Just throw your little magic dice at it. Maybe you'll wish us a roll.
I want to know what these things do so goddamn bad.
He's
They're probably not. Every time, every time I get here, I sit down. I'm like, oh, no, not yet. I'm gonna do something one day, and they'll be like, nothing.
He's looking. So he's concerned about Dahlia and Sinfel.
I
What
was
if he?
concerned about a situation.
He should have been there.
He's
Yeah.
worried about Dahlia and Sinfel waking up Magira, and he got mad about it. So what if
Maybe if you ran in and told him
that?
that Dahlia and Sinfeld are fighting Magira at the entrance to the castle,
Well, it's a bold-faced lie, but it might not be a terrible idea.
it might give us time to clean the floor. Who knows how fast the ghost will be like, liar. You're like, ah.
Well, do you want to try it since you're in there?
Will he ignore if we ignore him?
You want to try?
Yeah.
I mean, these are all great
I
theories. You have to just test them.
I was gonna say, I think. Well, okay, so I'm gonna try to clean the floor and see if he ignores me.
So you're gonna kind of like start cleaning. Like it would, like with prestidigitation, just over and over and over again. It would take you probably a good day
Well, I don't necessarily
to
want
clean enough floor.
I mean, how long would it take for me to do it myself by hand?
Oh, a lot longer than that.
I mean, this
Well,
place is ancient. This place is ancient.
It's huge and
just
ancient,
big.
and
All right, well,
Maybe we can take a day to do this.
all right, well then you guys rest up. I'll begin to press the digitate.
all right. So you're gonna start cleaning the floor, and you're gonna try to do it from hiding, or
I'm not gonna try to talk to the ghost again.
Well, if we have to, we'll talk to him. That's what I was saying. So the second step, if he catches me prestidigitating, that's like saying what do we want to do if we talk to him? Do we want to be like, hey, we saw those people. They're like they're outside, dude.
Well, so just remember when we first started coming into this place, we're like, we may have limited time before the Thayans or someone comes for us.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
we decided all of a sudden that we have the time of day to literally sit around for a day? While
now
you...
I mean, they probably are dead. Let's just tell them that they're dead.
We literally found.
you also can go alarm the entrance to this area because there's a corridor that was an entrance
and
to
we're
this
not
area.
choked in anymore. There's lots of rooms.
Oh, you're pretty choked in at the moment because I mean, if you could get back out through that corridor, tons of rooms.
Okay.
The only other two exits from this place, besides the balcony, are through that ghost.
Okay. So
I mean, you could probably run by the ghost before he blows up, but then who knows who you are, where you are back here.
All right, I'm gonna prestidigitate, and then what we can do is, if I get caught, do you want to just tell him that like, oh, they've been destroyed?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, they probably are dead. This place is ancient.
we could say that. Either way, it's gonna have to be a lie.
I mean, it's kind of obvious. He's dead.
Yeah, but it won't be a lie. I'm not that opposed to telling lies. I'm just more concerned about keeping our word.
No. That is true. Bahamut isn't against lying. He kind of is whatever, but Bahamut always wants to do the right thing.
Yeah, well, I'm not a priest of Bahamut, am I?
right
You're
thing.
a paladin. You're a champion of Bahamut.
I kick ass for goodness, and he gives me powers. That's the deal.
I'll do the bad stuff.
You lose your powers.
I'll do the underhanded things.
Also, this stream is not sponsored by Stella or Grey Goose,
Or
Kill
Kiltlifter.
Lifter. But we're open. All right.
Stream out didn't look very good when I was trying to watch it, by the way. I kept stopping.
It's solid here.
Okay.
But you were on my Wi-Fi.
I was actually just on my...
Oh, really?
So,
Oh,
are
I'm
we
sad.
opposed to me trying to secretly press and digitate the floor clean? Or do you want to try to deal with the ghost? We can deal with the ghost and be like, hey, what's up?
I still think we should attempt to
Placate.
either get the ghost out of the room or figure out the right words to tell him that he doesn't get angry and blow up.
Maybe we should tell him he's dead. And that he has nothing to worry about anymore. They could join the halls of his ancestors.
I could do
He
that.
sounds burdened. Maybe you could find some peace in being unburdened.
I'm already in here. I could try that.
What you looking at over here? You want to light up the room?
He looks like a dutiful dwarf with the locks dangling from his beard. Maybe...
What the hell are you looking at?
Oh,
Damn you.
It's not an escape room, isn't it?
You've never, this is your first D&D game-ish. You haven't really played priests in anything but WoW.
Mm-hmm.
Can you turn undead?
they could just banish this fucking spirit. Yeah, I mean...
Damn it, do I have that spell?
It's an
not a
ability.
spell. Yeah, it's
really?
just something you can do.
You can try to turn undead. That is a thing.
I'm just going to get out of the room first.
But if he's exploding this room in fire, it might be a powerful one.
Yes, that is absolutely true. Generally, turning undead, I can turn skeletons. There are things that are below your level.
Yeah.
Don't try to fucking turn a vampire lord. He'll laugh at you.
Yeah, we're level 5. The thing's definitely below our level.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks like an administrator, right?
But that is, I just want you to know, and you over there, as a paladin of your type,
Don't the balance do that too?
you have abilities against undead and demons.
Yeah.
You don't have turn.
I think I have like a.
I don't think you have turn. Not sure. You can check. But I know you have bonuses and stuff to like hit or smite or do that kind of stuff. Like your smite works against undead and demons, I think.
Well, the route that we've been playing, though, I don't feel like we should just walk in and try to attack this dude.
True. I'm just wanting, I don't want you guys to forget something that you have as an ability intrinsic to your character.
I know that's very good because I totally forgot that you do something.
As a priest, you're a priest, man. You're like consecrate the ground and sanctify things and get rid of the evil stuff. And
my ideas are to ignore him and keep cleaning the floor, or lie to him and say that either the people that he's waiting for are dead or outside.
I could. Yeah, we could compel him to leave the room.
Meech. Are you going to the bathroom?
Yeah.
All right.
I thought you were trying
Yep.
to get you more drink.
Well,
Yeah, fiends and
to have some
undead.
plans, I'm going to come back and give me at least one. Give me something you're going to do.
These ghosts, they've been dead for so long. I don't know if anything we can say can bring them to peace, other than just tell them the truth.
Also remember that he did mislead or lead an entire contingent of ghosts into a ceremonial chamber. Like they were like, is it time for the ceremony? And he led them all in there. Like it was like one of the first things that happened. So there's probably is something that you can do that can trigger it. I'm not saying that's the solution to this one.
I know. Yeah.
But I'm just saying you already have precedence in this place of how to deal with the undead.
With these ghosts. Any books or anything that can give us information on this sort of thing? No.
Oh, no. And you didn't really, like, when you guys had the research time and you researched all your threats, there's some things you specifically didn't research.
We could just straight up banish this ghost. I could do that.
What did he say?
Pulpit? I don't know.
That's what it sounded like.
Yeah.
As we sigh in unison.
Bahamut has given me abilities to help your quest, my lord. I feel it tingling over the fiendish and those lost in their quest. To turn them away, I could attempt this. I have an impactful will. It is an obstacle in your path, and I have been blessed to push things out of your way, my lord. He would have to roll a DC 16. I could turn him on a DC. He would have to say he would have a saving throw, a wisdom saving throw at DC 16.
What does that mean exactly? DC 6.
He rolls a D20 plus his wisdom bonus and proficiency bonus if he's proficient
He'd have to
in
get
that.
16 or above.
He has to get 16 or above.
Okay.
Could attempt it. If it fails, he'll probably blow us up. I mean, if he succeeds, he'll probably blow us up. It would be a direct path, but I have been given these gifts to clear these obstacles for you.
This is going to be rough because that's all that was left.
Alright.
I put a drop of lemon.
I have. Oh, you guys need some more? I have vodka in my trunk right now.
No, it's not the vodka.
ginger ale.
It's the ginger ale.
I have ginger ale in my trunk.
That's okay.
Ah, it's not-
We put a drop of lime juice in there. You should survive. If we
Alright.
do want to search the area and try to find more information about this guy, we literally specifically skipped the pulpit.
Yeah.
You guys can try to, like, it's going to be very time consuming. This area is very big. But if you want to try to go get, like, say, we're going to take 3 days and go gather information throughout this place, you can do that. But just know that while you stay in this kind of
I'm
place,
concerned about that.
things happen.
I'm offering to attempt to turn the undead here. You'll have a DC 16 saving throw.
Alright, before we do that, I think
There's a wisdom saving throw. And I don't know how wise this dwarf is. He's the key master? Probably has some wisdom on his side. I don't know.
Maybe he's the janitor. They're like, you take all these keys. They're like, God, man.
That is a great underhand perspective there. Yeah.
Like, oh, Lockbeard, he's so great. He can't even get those fucking locks out of his
Yeah,
beard.
you guys were
Here.
gone. I gave this little speech to him. It was like I've been given these powers to
Did you
clear
hear me yelling the
obstacles
pulpit
from
from
his
the
way.
bathroom? I'm like, that's not pulpit.
we were wondering, like, what do you think? Sound like a pulpit?
One of these days.
Now, I want to say as a GM, because things get weird like this, there isn't a singular solution to this
absolutely.
problem. Right?
I'm giving him my plans. I like both my ideas.
I also want to say that I have taken everything into consideration, and I am sure, I know that you have one surefire way to get through this encounter.
Uh-huh. I don't know if we thought of it.
And it doesn't matter if you think of it or not. It's actually not obvious
Yeah.
at all. But yes, like, come up with some solution. There's not a single solution, but there is a solution. There is one that, like, it's not like this is an impossible task you put up before us,
Right.
type of thing.
You never do that. If anything, you're too generous.
Too generous.
Again, this fool does not speak for the rest of us.
Ha!
I am. No, that's true.
We need to try something.
Well, we can't go searching the pulpit or any of that crap because it's gonna take. There's a good chance it takes a very long time.
You can go search the pulpit right now. If
Yeah.
you want to search for clues in the surrounding areas.
pulpit,
3
yeah.
days.
Yeah. If you just want to run back through and search the pulpit,
Go do that first.
you could do that.
Do it right now.
You do not command that, Lord.
If you would like to do that. Go
Thank
do
you.
it. He's right. He's absolutely right. Or send Rofrost to go look. He's good at looking at stuff.
They do say that about me.
I'm just
Rofrost, he's so good at looking at stuff.
I'm still a little curious why we aren't trying to test these other ways to talk to the ghost. Like we
No
know what
curiosity. You
happens.
just tell someone to do
We
it.
know that he builds, eventually blows up. We can be like, well, shit, it didn't work. Everyone out of the room. He's gonna blow again.
Yeah.
Wait till he's done.
Which one are you testing?
Yeah.
Just
Tell
command
us
it.
what you're going to do. I've given you a couple ideas. I want to do something he wants to do. You know what you want to do. Why don't you just tell us what to do?
We have given you our counsel, my
we
lord.
already talked. Like we started talking about it earlier, and then we're like, well, let's just try to clean the floor.
No,
Okay, so wait, is that what you
found
want?
the maps here, so we need this ghost to not blow us up
Oh,
while we.
yeah.
Well,
What is
let's
What's the
let's
command?
have probably Zernax is going to need to talk to him.
Okay.
We can do a combination. Oh, sorry.
And based
yeah,
on the
yeah.
knowledge we got from the earlier speech, like if we
And
can,
if he starts,
What are the names? One more time.
the names are Dahlia and Sinfel. Wait, he's worried about them waking up Magira.
Dahlia and Delmagira. Okay. So I'll come out of hiding
Okay.
and be like, Ghost!
Don't.
Huh, you're here.
Okay.
What news do you have?
Dahlia and Synthel have failed at raising Magira.
Dahlia Sinfel. She's broken into the gates. I've been lured away.
You're on. They've been lured away.
No, you've been lured away?
Yeah.
That's what he says.
They
I've
lured me
been.
out.
He says
said
I've
they
been lured
me
away.
out originally.
Dahlia
Lured
and
me
Synthel
out.
have
They're going to
lured me
take
out.
it. They're going to
Oh,
awaken Magira.
Magira has been killed. They have failed at their raising.
It's a ploy. Wonder if Lord Never had part of it to do with it.
No one had anything to do with it. The raising
Lord
has
Wicker.
failed. All right,
The world is going to...
abandoned the room.
I'm
abandon the room?
gonna try to turn him. Oh, okay.
He was the only one in there that I knew of.
okay.
No one else walked in with him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
Fucking A, infinite tries. Okay.
So he, like, the moment you leave the room, everything cools back down to blue, and he just starts pacing.
Can I prestidigitate the floor clean from here?
It's...
I'm joking.
The range is not that great.
It is
10
1,000 feet range. Wow.
Oh, it is
10.
1,000 feet. I got
10
it wrong.
feet.
It is 1,000 feet.
Technically, we can increase that
stories.
by, because
No,
she
we don't
can
need to do that.
prestidigitate, I can thaumaturgy, so 3 of us can clean at the same time.
I don't know if thaumaturgy can clean.
Oh, no.
All right, so
But
No, I can't.
so
So
two
what
of
I
you
said
can clean,
didn't work.
but it's only 10 feet radius. So to get the entire thing clean, you need to...
I've been
Deal with the ghost.
You're right. You'll have to
either
trigger the ghost.
Didn't know it work so well on the hand. I thought you were good at this sort of thing.
I'm surprised you thought anything. All right,
Alright, so he's worried
I looked at the
that
camera.
Womp womp.
he's worried that these 2 people.
They have lured him away, and they're going to raise
Make me a
Magira,
wisdom check.
and he thinks that
Just straight wisdom.
he's
Yeah,
worried
uh-huh.
that King never, Emperor never, King never.
Maybe his thoughts should be
King
put
never.
somewhere else other than these 2.
Hey, it's a double digit finally. That's nice.
Well, you have inspiration.
Da-da-da-da.
24.
Okay.
Oh, that's pretty good.
The way you were
19.
hearing, the way you're hearing how he's speaking, you think Dahlia Sinfel is one person. That's a name.
Damn it. So he's worried that Dahlia Sinfel, that we'll just call him Dahlia right now, so we stop thinking about 2 people. He's going to.
Has already lured him out.
He's been lured out, and that Dahlia Sinfel is going to wake Magira. And that he is the keymaster, and he should have been there. And maybe, did Lord Never, he's suspecting that Lord Never may have something to do with this, because he's in Never's castle right now.
What if we bring simple news that Lord Never had banished Dahlia Sinfel from the kingdom?
All right, I will try this.
Okay.
Fuck it.
You head back
Go
in.
back
We have
in.
multiple tries of this. Like, just. Any theory is a good theory.
What
right
news?
Annoying dwarf. King Never has banished Dahlia from the
Dahlia
kingdom.
Sinfel is taking the kingdom.
We should stop mentioning Dahlia Sinfel.
All right, I flee the room.
I can just see like this. I'm going to come back in and say this. I'm going to leave.
All right, I go
I'm
back.
going to walk in and say this.
I go back in. Ghost.
He does start the conversation differently sometimes, but for the most part, it seems like he's going through a script. You do notice that some things you say may either, most of the time, you're triggering further parts of the script and you're speeding up the explosion. You haven't yet hit triggers that have lengthened it out.
I'll go in another time. Hey, dwarf.
Hey, dwarf.
There is
Bloodbeard.
no news.
He goes through his script.
All right, I escape. I tell him that the harvest is great this season and everyone is happy.
He goes through his script.
I see. Okay.
Alright. Random session. Go through the room. See what's on the other side of him real quick.
What if we want him to leave? What if, my lord, if I may, what if we say that that Magira is about to be awakened and he is needed to be there?
Okay,
That's what I was saying earlier. Okay.
Try that one.
Magira is at the entrance to the castle now.
Good morning. Sorry. Reading chat.
Hey,
What?
good morning.
Good morning.
Do you have somebody watching this?
Rensonius.
Well done.
Rensonius? Did I say that right?
Rensonius.
Rensonius.
Rensonius. All right. You head back in and try to say that Magira is there. He goes through his script.
Okay.
All right.
So instead, I will.
Stealth.
I'm gonna try to walk past him and just fuck it. I'll
You're
stealth
stealth?
past him.
Okay.
I'll stealth past him. And
Stealth.
Because he said earlier, like, we don't know what the hell is
19.
29.
on the other side of him.
All right, so you get through the entire room off to the other side, and you see you're at the balcony now. Like, you can go outside if you wanted and look outside. You've noticed that it's been night outside the entire time, and you don't know if that's real time or not real time.
Just so
Check
you know, we're trying to placate a ghost
Check-
who's
check
guarding
the entrance to
a
the
map.
balcony.
Do you want to go?
Floor that
Okay,
we're trying to
check
get.
it. Perception.
Natural 1.
Really?
Yep.
Okay, it is totally trapped.
Okay.
If you open that door, that balcony falls right off.
Yeah, that was the one right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
That balcony
And
falls
my
right
glasses
off.
on now. I know what it was.
Oh,
So it
hold
was-
on. There's a little twinge of fate. Do you want to accept that role?
No.
Is this something that you think is important enough to not accept in the machinations of fate?
I don't know what
I
he's
feel like
asking me
can't
right
escape fate. I don't like that, so I'll
So you-
accept the natural
okay.
one. Yeah.
Mhm.
It means whatever's beyond the door is important enough that the DM gave me a freebie, but I don't.
Yeah, it wasn't a freebie.
It wasn't a
You would have
freebie,
paid for it.
Yeah. No, I
Actually, you already paid for it. But
I don't like that. I'm
You have
more
to
of a like
have
that's
a
what I
list.
guess. Yeah. See, Rensonius is right. Always accept your fate.
always accept
Damn
your
right,
All right,
Sonny.
so
That's what this is.
yeah,
That's
that-
the reason that you
That's
throw.
the reason
That's
we're
not
all
a-
here.
yeah, that's not a real balcony. It'll fall away the moment you step
Gotcha.
outside.
So it's just like the new flames. Cool. So I've learned nothing. So I come back and skinny that the balcony is false and trapped.
Shit.
This room is the room we are looking for.
Wait, he just tells us the balcony is trapped.
It
Right.
seems false.
It's a false balcony. That's what he said.
Oh, okay.
It seems trapped
was-
and is false.
I was trying to figure out what exactly
Yeah,
the
sorry.
wrong information is that we're
That you're supposed to eat.
I'm telling you that as soon as you cross that threshold, that balcony will fall away.
Gotcha.
But I can also say that the other thing I noticed though was that the night is possibly fake. I couldn't tell.
You don't know. You don't know if that's real time outside or you're seeing the window through the
So,
ghost's
yeah, exactly. So
perceptions.
we remain at an impasse.
All right.
Alright, well. I don't know about anyone else, but I'm getting a little frustrated with this ghost now. So.
All right.
Okay.
What if we just tell them all as well?
Walk in there and tell them all as well.
All right.
Well, he's easy to do that. Everything's fine, and then you get.
I mean, there's like
No.
I said earlier, it's not really a bad theory at this
I've-
point.
yeah,
Like, you
yeah,
can try
and I pointed this
anything
out
'cause you
before,
gotta
like-
reset.
You guys have abilities, but also look at gear and other things and think about intrinsic values of everybody, about what's going on. And then, obviously,
He's giving us a clue.
two of you can try to turn or banish this thing.
Yeah.
But you also have other things. You have stuff. Items, lore, knowledge, spells. Knowledge. Here in my garage. So just make sure whatever you're planning next, is what you want to try to do. You want to try to banish, you want to try to
I
turn.
feel like
If Robert was the GM talking to me right now, I'd say he definitely wants me to use Ring of the Rams.
Just BAM!
But I
Pound
don't
them.
know that that's going to do anything
Ring of the
for
band.
those ghosts.
give us the door speech one more time.
So pretty much what he goes through is that the page comes in and he says, "What news do you have?"
Doesn't matter what he's saying.
Sometimes he'll skip ahead further. Like if you mention Dahlia, he'll skip ahead and he won't say the initial, "I've been lured away," this and that. Dahlia Sinfel has gotten into Gauntled Rim. So he says Gauntled Rim. He says the keep. He says the Keymaster, that they're going to try to awaken Magira, that the entire world will be destroyed. He wonders if King Never was in on it. The Lord Never.
Mm-hmm. So we
and then he blows up.
And every time we kind of mention individual people, or is it just the Dahlia one that kind of...
He will, like, if you say never, he'll skip to the never
part.
accusation.
Okay, gotcha.
If you mention Dahlia, he skips to the Dahlia part. If you mention the Megira, he skips to the Megira part.
Iron stuff? I'm sorry. I don't think I understand.
Do you have any iron stuff?
Oh.
Or is iron particularly effective against ghosts?
Cold, like, there's some cold iron, if that is. Generally, it's just magic. Magical items, enchanted items.
I just watched
cold
Spectre
iron
yesterday because it was Netflix.
The which?
Spectre. It's a movie on Netflix right now. And it turns out being these like other beings, and the iron is kind of what stops.
Is that the one with is that the future war where like the
it's in the near future.
yeah
Yeah.
they have the cool like masks that are seeing this ghost because they
Yeah,
couldn't see him before.
They were using those goggles to look through stuff a little bit, and then they end up seeing ghosts and things like that. Yeah, we watched about 80% of it.
I watched the whole thing.
If he's
it's
worried about being
terrible,
lured out by
but
Dahlia,
really cool looking. Like, so what?
if he's worried about being lured out by Dahlia,
He's
He's
been
been lured.
been
He
lured
has
out.
been lured out.
Yeah.
And it could have been by Dahlia or whatever, her agents. I mean, you don't really know who Dahlia is.
And we can't like say, hey, Dahlia's in the room next door, because even saying his name, he doesn't listen to the rest of that. He just skips to that part of his script.
Maybe I can ask it questions. I mean, since we got the same infinite, I'll hop back in and say, Lockbeard, I'm here. And then you always ask me, what news do you bring?
So you asked Lockbeard, I'm here.
Or whatever it is, yeah.
Okay. He kind of says, what news do you have? Yeah, starts the script.
What news are you expecting?
Dahlia has entered the city. She's lured me out.
Says who?
He does kind of goes along the
Goes
script
off.
at that point.
All right.
Get out of the room.
I got it. Dang it.
The room is entirely scorched because if they stay in the room long enough, he gets angrier and hotter until he blows up.
Yeah.
And so the entire room is covered in soot and scorch, and every piece of furniture.
Underneath this
has
is a
been-
map that we spent so many sessions in this crazy
Yeah,
huge
it's
castle
like 8 sessions.
trying to
to get
find this map, and it's here. We finally found it after like golly 10 sessions maybe.
Well, even if it was just 8, it's still 24 game hours of looking for this map.
Yeah.
It's right there.
I roll for
We're
us.
standing on it, yeah. We're fucking standing on
Right?
it.
Roll for us. I'm getting a little tired of this game we're playing with his ghost.
We haven't fought anything in a while.
I don't want to harm it, but
Hey, it's not resting, so
And we can't figure it out, so let's fight it.
if anything, this is an agent of entropy and Orcus. Like, this is not in the realm that it should be. Don't feel bad even as a cleric.
We're
that
by
you have to get
turning,
rid of
we're
this
guiding it back to where it needs to be.
So since we have the upper hand, do we get to strike first and then roll initiative? Or...
Oh, if he walks in and tries to banish it,
yeah.
then he gets a first strike.
How
If
do
you
we
guys
roll?
actually want to go fight it, then you guys all get a surprise round on it. Like, I mean, you know it's script. You know it's going to sit there and talk
So we
for
have
at
to
least
decide
one
how
round.
we want to do this.
But are you trying to banish? Is that the first try?
We can.
Banish turn.
I already looked. I've examined the room several times at this point. I've succeeded some rolls. I've failed some rolls. We've had other characters come in and out. We've
Also,
been dealing with this thing for a while.
The place they're in is also so massive that it would take them days to get a good search on everything and start to look in the other rooms and compartments and apartments and areas, and they don't have that kind of time because there's forces of Beholder and Thayans outside, and they both hate them right now.
We're also role playing a little bit of fatigued frustration. Like it's here. Like he was just saying, like we're looking at this map, we fucking found it. Now we're all getting really, really like kind of tired and upset about not being able to touch it or look at it.
And all you have to do...
That's true. That's
Yeah. My party would already do probably 25 sessions.
Yeah.
We've actually done a really good job of attacking almost nothing in this entire
It needs to be
castle.
cleared, and all you have to do is take that scroll out and place it down, and it copies the map.
Yeah.
But it has to be clear, and you cannot risk that thing getting burned. Because you don't have another one of those magic scrolls.
That's what I'm saying. So at this point, I'm
Roll first. Banish this mofo.
I step forward. I say, Keymaster, your duty on this mortal realm is complete. You will pass on.
Wait, what are you rolling?
Nothing.
You just
You use one of your channel divinities,
and I
right?
tell him,
and it's banishment. It's undead and demons, right?
It's been
Fiends
so
and
long
undead,
since
yeah.
we've done
Fiends
anything
and
for
undead,
real. I
and
don't know how to
it
use
puts
it.
you shall not pass.
DC 16 on him.
Yeah.
Or what?
Or if he passes, nothing happens
No,
to him.
what happens if he fails?
All right, let's see. Features and traits.
I want to know.
D&D Beyond.
I don't know.
Turn the unholy. As an action, you can censure fiends and undead. Each fiend or undead that can see or hear you within 30 feet. So I have to be within 30 feet of this. Make a wisdom saving throw, DC 16 for me and my charisma on my level. On failure, it is turned for 1 minute. Or until it takes damage.
Okay, that may be enough time to clean the floor enough to get that map copied.
1 minute?
Yeah. 1 minute.
You just need to clean enough of it to put that scroll down and have the scroll copy it.
We should have pressed the digitator.
But hey, how many times did you channel divinity? How many times did you do that?
I have, it says I have 2 divinity options as an action.
I think you can do it your charisma
The
times
Player's
a day or something
Handbook
like that.
86. We need to look this up. Page 86.
Well, you're coming in and using it once, so I'm going to roll.
Alright, DC
you have
16.
to beat a 16? Is that what it is?
To be DC 16.
Is that 2 dice in your hand?
What? No? Why? Hey, you pay attention to your shit over there.
Oh my god.
You know what's real? It's like, so this has come up before in like conversations with people. People think we call Wiley because of shit like this, but it's like legally his name. Like
It's just a thing I can do. I can just do it. Channel Divinity.
No, it's a limited number of times.
When you take this to the 3rd level, you gain following 2 Channel Divinity options.
Uh-huh.
I can take a weapon, turn the unholy, turn the creatures, do this, blah, 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 blah.
Certain ones you can only do like per
Channel divinity is like your charisma modifier
per
times a
short
day.
rest and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
I don't know. Let's see.
It says it
I don't.
page 86.
Yeah, I don't see anything about times per day. Please look. Maybe I don't know.
There is definitely times per day on channel divinity.
That always has been.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's different for 5th.
It is not different.
No, I mean it is where my preserved life one doesn't have a thing.
Well, your preserve life is your domain ability.
But my turn undead it
That is
has
very foreboding.
once
That cackles.
There's literally nothing in here about time
once
per day.
per short rest.
Once per short rest.
So
yeah.
like I'd have to take a short rest. To
Unless
get
it's
it.
like
And mind you, I'm not looking up turn undead. I'm looking up
You want
channel
to
Channel
put
divinity.
this character on your thing since
Channel
I don't know
divinity.
if he
Page
is
86
on-
in the player's handbook.
does
Unless
it
it
say
falls
anything
back.
on your sheet there?
No. Dude, it seriously says go to page 86 if you have questions, and it doesn't say anything about times per day.
Let's see. Oh wait,
This is
Sacred
stupid.
Oath. Oath of Devotion, Channel Divinity, 1 action. I have a check mark per short rest. So I think 1 per short rest, actually. I have a thing on here. Look up Sacred Oaths.
Sacred Oaths.
Yeah, here,
I
please.
think it's 1 per short rest.
For the sake of
He
alacrity.
actually just
When you reach the
looked
3rd
at
level,
his
you
character.
swear oath that binds a paladin forever up to this time. And blah, 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 blah. 3rd level feature oath spells. This is a spell channel divinity. Channel divinity. Your oath allows you to channel divine energy, feel magical effects. Use of channel divinity is often provided. Blah blah blah. When you use your channel divinity, you choose which option to use. Some channel divinities require
Again,
DC.
there's nothing like.
Yeah.
There's nothing anywhere in this handbook about number of times per day.
Yeah,
You must
I
then
don't-
finish a short or long rest. Use your
Right.
channel divinity again. Some channel
You,
divinity
when you
effects
use your
require
channel
saving
divinity, you choose which option to use.
On here. I don't
Hold
see
on,
it.
hold on, listen.
throws. Is there a check?
Listen. When you use your channel divinity, you choose which option to use. You must then finish a short rest or a long rest to use your channel divinity again.
Where is that?
Right under channel divinity, the second paragraph.
It's literally not in this, though. We have the book right here. Let me read this to you.
No.
Well, he's seen it.
When you take this oath at 3rd level, you gain the following
Next
two
paragraph.
channel divinities. Do you want sacred weapon or turn unholy? A turn
No,
creature.
that's not. You're looking in the wrong area then.
Channel divinity.
Yeah.
It says 86.
Here, give him
channel
the book.
divinity.
You'll find it. We probably just missed it. I mean, this.
What does this not?
Well, I have a check mark.
So it has a
here.
checkbox.
Yeah.
That
So
says
for
sure,
it has a
short
short
rest.
rest. How
That's
is
what I was
that?
saying.
How is that complicated?
So channel
Well, it
divinity.
wasn't. I didn't see it in the
is
book, and then I mentioned
here.
it here.
So don't get into the
okay,
oaths.
okay.
Get into the basic character class.
Okay.
Oh,
The
we
basic
were doing
character
the
class.
Specific channel
When you
divinity
use
for
channel
your
divinity, you
character.
choose which option to use. You must finish a short or long rest.
Thank you.
We're not,
Thank you.
yeah,
So-
we weren't arguing.
We just didn't
we
see
just
it.
couldn't
Yeah,
looking in the
find
wrong
it.
place.
Yeah.
but it's on the.
Yeah, he's
thing
right,
where
'cause it's
you-
nice.
It's on the character sheet.
Yeah,
as
I
well.
wasn't,
He does
I
have
wasn't
a
trying
short-
to say. All I was saying
There
is
is
I
actually a
I'm
check
not
mark
seeing
box
it.
for it.
Yeah.
So we found that out later.
So here's our one failed chance.
Right. So you walk in, you say he's done with his time
duty.
here, his duty, yada yada yada, and he's like, he starts to go through his script, and then he just kind of like looks up and stares at you as you make this declaration and
Yeah.
are channeling your divine Bahamut platinum wrath through your weapon there,
Yeah.
and he goes, "You dare!
Okay.
I am Erdod Rumblethane, Lockkeeper of the Gate, Sacred Protector of Gauntlgrim!" And he just explodes immediately on you.
All right.
I was not in the room for that.
Erdon Gauntlgrim.
Erdod Rumblethane. I don't know.
Rumble fan.
Gauntlgrim is the
Lock
kingdom.
is so much better.
Yeah. Erdod Rumblethane, Lockkeeper of the Gate. You want to make me a deck save?
Sure was.
Pretty dexterous.
Was it 12?
Plus 1.
Probably. Plus 2, so 14.
Dynamite plus 0, just saying, like, good thing I'm not making a deck save.
It's always funny for me.
Thank you,
Like,
Sonny.
I'm always the rogue, so I'm always like, acrobatics to save? No. Deck save? No. Deck save? No. I'm like, all right.
12 damage from half. So,
Okay.
Yeah,
You
we were looking in the wrong part of the book. We were following the D&D.
and it's so much like there's so many
Yeah.
like Channel Divinity is under every oath
Yeah.
because there's different uses of it.
And I tried to look at the different sections. I just
Then there's like
Missed
the
that
basic,
one, yeah.
the basic
Literally.
section.
I just want, yeah.
It sucks
So,
because
for
you're
the
like,
record, it wasn't me like, no, I can
No.
use it infinite times. So I was like, I don't know. I don't see
Uh-huh.
it.
you literally just were like, flip, flip, right
Yeah.
here. We're like, damn it, man.
Yeah.
Both
I
of
am-
us.
All right.
I
Well,
still remember on the AD&D handbook where the Thaco chart was. It's on
Oh,
page
Thaco.
101. Thaco was reverse to hit.
Yeah.
So they came up with
The lower
because
your
they
armor
were
class, the
they
better.
were
Yeah, so-
they were math idiots, and so instead of saying, "Oh, your armor class goes up and your chance to hit goes up," they actually came up with a reverse method of hitting it. Like, oh no, everyone has a value that they can hit the armor class 0 on,
Yeah.
and as your class gets better, that value gets lower.
It sounds interesting.
like-
at least.
I mean,
But it's literally so a
it
fighter.
worked for years.
Well,
Oh no!
let's discuss this later. Let's move on. Oh,
I just want to explain this real quick. So everyone had a 20, except for a fighter who had a 19. So if a person had
Thank you.
full plate armor and was had a 0 armor class, the fighter had to roll a 19 to hit them, and every other class had to roll a 20. So what's that value? It's +1. It's +1 to hit someone in a 20 armor class. That's all they did is they reversed that number and put a value on it. It's like, no, warrior gets a +1 at first level, everyone else gets a +0.
They were stumbling through the rules and they were testing it on each other. And
Yeah.
like, well, how do I do
We're
this?
going to give people a
+1,
value.
yeah.
So apparently the channel divinity is explained better in the cleric section, which would make sense.
It does.
Okay.
All right. So, yep. But you got some more information now, I guess.
Yeah.
We did finally
Yeah,
make it
it's
talk.
Oh,
Yeah.
and make me a perception.
Okay. I see fire all around me.
I see fire and I see rain.
Perception!
Hey!
Was it an
you perceptive
18?
Son of a bitch.
18 plus
All right.
1, 19.
So,
Perception, proud, but he's still mad at you, so go fuck yourself.
That's going to be a
Perception is
23.
Wisdom.
It's a saving throw.
Oh.
Oh,
It's-
saving throw?
No. That thing only gives saving throws, not checks.
Am I rolling perception
Yes.
as a skill? 23.
Okay.
Well, no, that's what I was saying. No, never mind.
You talking about Beacon of Hope?
No, his perception, he only said he had a +1. I'm like,
Oh, no,
you definitely
no, he
have more
has
than
way
plus
more.
wisdom than
Yeah,
that.
yeah. All right. So, besides the fact that he
This
is
thing really tells you like everything.
that
It's,
he is on
amazing.
fire and he blows up through the windows from the balcony, it seems that it lights up, and it almost seems like something blasts through that as well when he goes off
From the balcony?
from the balcony.
False balcony.
I'm skinning that information as I pat
You
down
don't
my
have to skinny it.
clothes.
All right.
You don't have to skinny
So,
it. We know that the balcony is
I'm gonna give this as a trigger because you guys did spend like 2 weeks studying this place before you came in here, even though you did it to do a lot of drinking and talk to guards for some reason.
We were having a
You do, Ayasa brings it up, or some other people bring it up, but this place was ruined because Mount Hottenau blew up, like it erupted.
Oh, so is he? Did he die? Oh,
Does that
so
trigger
was
some
Magira,
stuff?
somebody who woke up Mount Hot now,
So
and
no, I didn't.
So Dahlia and Sinfel triggered.
Yeah, from some of the things you know,
This is from-
Mount Neverwinter might have its name because Mount Hottenau is always hot and it keeps things always kind of warm around here. And that might be because there's a primordial sitting underneath that volcano. And that volcano erupted and was what destroyed Castle Never and most of Neverwinter. So you might be witnessing like the last moment of this dwarf as his mountain exploded.
Let's
Oh,
fight.
man.
Let's fight that final moment some more. I'm having fun.
I still don't know what the
Fuck you,
fuck
final
we're
moment.
gonna do.
I don't know what
How
you're
are
gonna
we
do
doing
either.
it? So his thing didn't work, obviously.
His thing didn't work, so he can't use it again until he short rests, and
Gotcha.
he's injured. So
Yeah, you could actually push a button on the thing that would have saved us going through the
I
fucking
know.
wall.
It wasn't just that. We
Sorry,
saw
I
that.
just...
yeah.
When I saw the button,
We're
I'm like,
trying
cool.
to do things. Like,
No,
it
we-
says right there. Mine
we
says
s-
it.
Well, we saw the button afterwards. He's like, the button right here. I'm like, when he said that, I was like, oh, let's at least find it in the book. Like, you're obviously, you figured it out. Like, you got to rest or whatever. But,
So
dude, I'm so bummed you and Eric's present didn't show up because one of your presents would have been perfect for tonight.
I'm glad my present showed up and you didn't bring it for tonight.
I know. It's hanging in my game room and it has dice
It's
in
for
it.
dice. It's for
I'll
your
bring
dice.
I know. I put dice in it at home. I was like, I put some dice in it. I put 2 different
He,
colored 6-sided dice in it.
So further, I got them all birthday, or sorry, not birthday, Jesus' birthday, Christmas presents. Mitch has had an unfortunate encounter with one of now my new favorite D&D creatures, a mimic. So I bought him a little mimic dice pouch. Like it looks like a little
Tongue
treasure
comes
chest.
out,
The
so
tongue
good.
comes out. It's amazing. I got Dayton here. The chest of the Goldath clan. There's a lock. Did you see the key
Yeah,
for that?
he had to
So you
open
have
it.
it?
So he had to figure it out. He's better at figuring this out than he is at figuring out actual D&D stuff.
Do you still have felt when you made your Your dice.
No, but it's so cheap. I'll get some.
I need to get something to lose him down there. And I got Robert down there, nothing, because fuck that guy.
You got me.
No, I got you the book. I got you
Emerald
the.
Empire.
I got Emerald Empire, the Lord.
You guys
Legends
ever
of
want
the
to play a
Five Rings.
samurai campaign? And
Don't ever agree to play a samurai campaign with that guy. Don't ever do it.
That kind
Maybe
makes me wanna
you,
do it.
actually.
I was like, that kind of makes me want to do it.
yeah.
We'll do it by phone.
We're doing
What are you
Discord.
doing?
Dude, he should. Maybe you should.
Speaking of fucking
Maybe we
Discord, I need some more WoW, man. I need some more WoW. You can't just like start that and then walk away from it.
Oh wow, yes, I do. Yep.
That was like 4 turns, and I was like, more.
You could jump in on that one as well. Anyone can jump on it. I put the
Yeah,
rules
yeah.
out.
I always miss my windows of opportunity. I saw like
Everybody
time,
saw
I
that.
I
was
was so
like,
excited if you were going to jump in there.
Dude,
All right.
the whole time
yeah,
it was happening.
I wanted to.
What are we doing
I
next?
was
What are we doing
over.
next?
Damn.
Later that night, when Galen was like, "What is this channel?" I'm like, "Freaking scenario 2."
Yeah.
I'm like,
I literally like made so in Warhammer 40k. I don't know if you know anything about that, but the orcs are fucking crazy. So I made a channel where I'm like, we're just gonna do fucking crazy orc shit. So this mech boy wants something from this city. This is where you are. This is who you are. You can be anything you want. You just have to play that character until it dies.
I chose a speed freak, and I was like, I pulled him out of the front.
I'm gonna drive this car, and I'm like, then the rolls are entirely arbitrary. Like at
Also,
one,
the characters
I'm like-
are arbitrary too. Just,
I'm like, roll 1d2, roll 1d100, roll 1d6, and add as many walls as you can see right now from where you're at.
When he was like, roll a D2, I was like, a D?
2? I'm like, yeah, just roll a d2.
I absolutely wanted to jump in that, but it seemed like it was whatever was happening was
No,
over.
you could have just
should've
take it over
done
any
it.
like
No,
in that car
that's the
at
point.
any time.
It's work
I'll
pandemonium.
post
Like,
tonight.
that's what I'm
Epic
saying.
game.
It was post.
You can run one. I don't
work
care.
pandem-
Oh,
But,
I mean,
well, I
run
mean,
one? All right.
you can run one, but I'm. It's outside of that city you're in the
Yeah, it sounds like
Rapidori game.
associated with what
So-
you're doing. You're saying.
It's not gonna do anything like
Yeah.
that matters, but it's fun.
Anyway,
So, yeah, what's next?
you've struck. I mean, do we have to roll for initiative now?
No, he got blown up, and you guys are all outside the room, and I'm assuming he's leaving the room after he got hit.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it
And you
hasn't
can
seen me-
try to fight this guy if you want.
Didn't work.
Oh, we don't have to continue fighting him.
No.
No,
He
start-
triggered, but by what he did, he triggered the guy's explosion immediately.
Every time he explodes, he resets.
Yeah. So now he is pacing again.
Yeah.
If he stands up and stays in the room, that's going to reset the script.
Do you
What
want
if
to
we
try
just tell him
your...
it's too late? Then
You have a banish something or other too, right?
He has a turn. Yeah.
You can try it. I mean, what's it happening?
What if we just tell him it's too late? Let's tell him the truth.
We've tried that too. We've tried a dozen things. We've been doing this all
Someone
night.
go in there and tell him he's dead.
I call him Ghost every
Yeah.
time I see him.
Well,
Well, now you know his real name.
yeah.
Damn it! What's his real name?
His real name
His name
is
Erdod.
Verdod Rumblething.
All right, I'll try this
Adding
one more
like
time.
a weird letter in there.
I'll try this one more time.
Eardod.
Eardod.
Irdaudd. Eardod.
So I'll show back up. Ta-da! Eardod, Keymaster,
Well, I think it's Lockmaster.
Loch Ness,
Lockkeeper of the Gate
Lockkeeper of
is
the
the
Gate,
specific thing he said.
Lockkeeper of the Gate.
Make me a...
Persuade-
Performance.
Oh, damn it. That's still pretty good. 14 plus nothing.
14? Like,
Charisma?
It's 10,
charisma.
it's 10 plus 4.
Okay.
Oh.
14.
To keep coming in and rolling performance. Hey!
All right.
He just reset.
So you walk in and you say that, I'm like, Eardod, Lockkeeper of the Gate. You go through your thing, and he hasn't started his "What news have you brought" yet. He's staring at you.
What's this fool doing now?
You have failed miserably.
Well,
Your time has passed, and it is time for you to go. All of the things you wanted are gone, and there is nothing for you here.
Dahlia Sinfel has taken the
Damn
key.
it.
You run out. Yeah, he went right back into it.
I go back in there and do it again. And
Hey.
Okay.
roll
No.
another performance check.
No. I mean, damn it.
One last pass. Like, no one has spotted anything in their inventories that can help them.
I mean,
I'm really solid about what I have. So
Is it
whatever
something that
whatever
would
the
be
DM is
mine?
talking about is not mine. Unless it
would
is.
it be something? Bedroll, backpack, javelin, maul, musket. Playing
You've
cards,
taken a lot of shit because
Me,
no him.
warhorse, water skin, tinder box.
Son of a bitch.
You guys spent a long time trying to get gear to come in here, and everything was too expensive.
Gold.
And then when you got in here, what happened?
Well, we met that old dude that had shit. We released him and we ended up spending money to get some stuff, and then we got a bunch of crap for free.
What'd you get?
We got the rod. We got the cloak. We got the stone, which broke on the sword when I sharpened my sword with it.
Imbuing your sword with magic.
Yeah.
I got my wand of healing,
Mm-hmm.
right? Is it something this asshole has? Says like, oh, I know everything in my bag.
A breastplate. What did that breastplate belong
Plus
to?
3. Give you a plus 3 to your armor class. It was belonged to a.
He got the immovable rod thing,
Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool.
but I don't know that that's
The
gonna-
breastplate and the cloak both belong to people,
Yeah.
but who? We don't know who.
One was the breastplate belonged to a guy that tried to go fight a dragon.
Yeah, that. But
The
we don't
cloak
know who
was
that is.
a great hero of the Sword Coast.
But we don't know who.
No,
We don't have a
because
really.
someone, hey, if you didn't take it into accounting, then that's fine. But think about the stuff you got. What was on that table?
Alright. Is the iron key that's in my inventory, is that what I used to unlock the gin that we bought all this stuff from?
The old man, yes.
Yeah, that's the iron key. Okay, cool. Perfect.
Did we set free? Did we set free?
No,
You
we
set
set
free
him free.
that old guy.
I'm just making sure that so I have a key in my inventory, but I'm
We
pretty sure
set free though.
I spent that. Yeah,
That's
I spent
gone.
It, so it's gone.
So the cloak belongs to a hero of Neverwinter.
So
No,
I'm going
Sword
to.
Coast,
Sword
not
Coast.
Neverwinter.
I'm going back to the removable balcony.
Okay.
I'm going to immovable rod myself over it so that I can go out to the precipice and look out.
Okay. When you go out there, first off, that balcony seems really solid for a fall-away balcony. But also, when you're looking out, it's facing Mount Hontanau, and Mount Hontanau is a light on the top of it. It looks like it's erupting.
We got the potion.
How skinny that hot now appears to be erupting, and it's not. It's been dead for millennia, basically.
No.
Centuries.
Yeah.
Healing potion, a ball of magic wax.
Yeah.
What's that ball of magic wax?
You don't remember the wax?
You remember the wax?
But
It
have we
protects
done
you
anything
from
with that
fire.
wax?
Protects you from fire. You can survive the blast.
Mm-hmm.
Who has the fucking wax?
He has the wax.
I have the wax. He's got the wax.
I don't have the wax. It's not in my inventory.
You said you kept that wax.
Yeah, you got the wax. I
Sure,
have
sure.
it written down
Well,
here.
that's why I'm not seeing what I need in my inventory, even though it's obviously mine. So, okay. So,
Just survive the blast.
motherfucker.
I totally forgot about the damn
And just say
wax.
like, oh, it's over.
All right, well. All right. Let's use the wax to survive the blast.
Yeah.
You're going to use the wax to spread the blast?
Or maybe give it to the, or maybe give it to
Your
the.
tone of
What if
voice
we
is
give
the
it to
worst.
the dwarves? Say like, this will protect from the dangers of Hot now. It doesn't matter that you failed.
I'll try that. I'll offer him the wax and tell him that he can survive the. I'm not gonna do that.
Use like use his name again to get him, like, looking at you.
Mm-hmm. What's his
Maybe,
name? One more time?
and then
Renaissance, if you're still watching this, I'm sorry.
Earbod or
They,
It's a stupid name.
Ear God,
They've gone through a
Earbod,
bunch of
Rumble Thing. or something.
Eardod.
Eardod. There it is.
IRDAUD.
Eardod,
Eardod. Rumble thing.
Pretend like you're like a.
Now the only thing I say is with
Rumble thing.
with who's going to carry the wax is who is most likely to survive fire.
Yasa.
And does that matter with the wax?
Well,
I don't really remember taking it. I thought I would have read.
Well, I mean,
I'm pretty
they've
good at
written
writing
about
stuff. I mean, I still had the iron key in there, but I
All
also
I know
didn't
is
erase it.
Right.
Okay,
Like
so
I'm like, it was kind of de facto that anything that no one else wanted, because he got the breastplate and the cloak and the sharpening stone.
Yeah.
so he was done.
I got the fucking rod.
Rod?
The immovable rod. I got these.
Dice and the wax.
The wax.
He got the
Okay.
wand.
I got the wand.
So I'm gonna do something
I
I
already got
haven't.
my potion of eagle wisdom too.
I'm gonna do something I haven't tried yet. I'm going to start cleaning the floor.
He just tried to clean it while he's there.
Oh.
The moment you're seen by him, he starts his script.
Okay. So
Well,
I hadn't tried that yet.
you have the wax.
Well, I haven't done the wax yet. I don't want to waste the wax. If I use the wax
No,
and I
yeah.
survive.
But you know
Understand that, like that.
So here we go. I put the wax on. I've survived. Now what? The wax is used, right?
But you survived the blast.
And then I continue cleaning and he's still there. Now I'm dead. Or it doesn't work. And now I've wasted the wax.
Does the wax waste?
I don't know. My potion of seeing in the dark didn't waste, but it's waxed.
The guy said, as long as you hold this, it will melt before you do.
So it will melt. So it will melt.
It will. It will degrade.
Unless it doesn't melt, and therefore you will never melt.
We don't know how many degradations it takes.
Are we willing to risk the wax?
It's expensive.
What else are we going to do?
It wasn't expensive. You guys bought a whole bunch of other stuff, but you got the wax as an incidental.
I don't care.
Well, what
I don't
if-
work
like,
tomorrow till
what
6. It's 12:30. We could call it and then talk about what to do.
12:23. You got 7 minutes. Let's do this. What do you want to do?
I'm not trying to be a dick. I was saying like we
Yeah,
could.
yeah.
Yeah, we could.
Yeah. I don't know if
We
want-
could also listen for a minute.
Ooh.
my
Sassy.
lord.
You guys are always
Sassy-
saying like, "Why don't you
sassy
talk?" And then
Savra.
you just keep talking over me. So it's
Talk louder
like,
than
well,
us.
Oh, just keep them
shut
busy,
the fuck
not
up for a minute and
exploding.
let me
What the
say
fuck
my
is
idea. Like Jesus.
Oh, I know you're trying to talk. I'm so sorry.
So we started talking about possibly. You were going this direction. This idea could be wrong, but so if he probably died from the hot now eruption, explosion, whatever. Like, what if we do offer the wax to the ghost?
Oh, so he can survive the blast.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, he's already not survived the blast, but maybe it'll trigger something that, like...
Calm him down.
In the same hand, don't we also have?
Because his thing is scripted, so it happens the same time every time. Like, he's always got to, like, go through the script.
Oh, he's not causing the blast. The blast is happening as part of his script.
Yeah. It's not coming from him.
Yeah.
So if we give him assurance that he'll be fine for the blast,
I mean,
the blast won't even
We
happen.
might as well try it again. There's no really bad theories walking in here, because if he does start to whatever and blows up and nothing get out of the room and... All right.
Excellent idea, my lord.
All
Let's
right.
give
Reset.
it a
I'll
shot.
do it again. So reset it. I show up.
So his name is...
Eardod.
Don't say the other
Rumble
names.
Sand.
Yeah.
But
The
don't say Dahlia. Or
volcano erupts assuredly. Take this for protection.
Roll me a...
Persuasion.
He
Don't
definitely
be
triggers.
lost.
He definitely triggers on very many things than fire.
Roll me an
We
Arcana.
haven't done. No, he's been in this loop.
There's worse things to roll.
Oh,
Hey.
It's a 22.
All right. So, you're dealing with a ghost. You walk in, you say this thing. You're trying to hand him a thing, and there's almost like this last second, like you're handing it to him, and like you said his name, so he's not going into a script right off the bat. He's stopping and looking at you, and you're like, I can't touch this ghost. I can't interact with this ghost. I'm not magic.
maybe that's helpful.
We need someone magical. I'm
But-
magical.
Something you do is magical.
Mage hand.
So you mage hand the ball to his hand.
My mage hand only has 3 fingers.
Yep. And he's holding this thing, he's looking at it, he doesn't really understand what's going on. He kind of looks back up at you. And then he starts like, Dahlia, she's led me away. And he's holding this thing, and you see the script going.
I want to at least dodge the fire.
And you're like, gonna start backing up. So are you gonna exit, or are you gonna stay in the room?
We needed to go off to see if this works.
Fuck you guys.
I'm just saying, though.
All right.
Bring it back to life.
It's my turn.
It's my turn.
Stop listening to these guys. He's holding the ball in his hand. He's going through his script. He's heating up. What do? You're the only one in the room with him.
I'm gonna bear it down. I'm gonna get near the door, but
Okay,
I
so
don't want to abandon him. I want him to know that I'm serious when I give him
okay.
this thing.
So he's starting to go through a script, and you see as he's heating up, and the whole room is heating up, and you're heating up, but the wax is melting in his hand. And it's pouring off of him. Dexterity save.
No.
It's okay.
No.
19 is a good dexterity save.
Yeah, but we might have just wasted the wax. Like, this might have been
It's okay.
total wrong.
If it is, it is. If it isn't, it isn't. We were literally in a
But
bad.
will he survive this blast? Oh, shit.
We'll find out soon.
Oh.
We're counting 20. What?
Where are you at? 8?
We'll find out.
A Russian.
I got a 19 for my dex.
14 damage.
Okay, that's okay.
Still alive.
Are you still alive?
He's still alive.
Okay, so you're like,
You
it goes off.
Oh.
There's a pool of wax on the ground, and a very alive-looking dwarf standing in the room.
Holy shit. Was that the...
That was not the answer, but that was
You'll
a
take
damn
it.
good. That was a damn good answer. Like, you pulled him out of time by making him survive the blast from Hot Now.
Oh, shit.
With that wax.
Answer. What was the
Like-
answer, sir? No.
The other answer would have been to survive the blast yourself, and then you could have talked to him
After the
afterwards.
fact, yeah.
Because
yeah,
you're-
There was
yeah.
no stopping the stupid blast. Hot note goes off no matter what.
Right, yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Damn it.
You would have seen. You would have.
I know,
If someone was still alive in the room after he detonates, then you could talk to him after he is dead.
Yeah.
But now you guys have.
Oh, the dark is not real.
Right.
Yeah,
You've let him
yeah.
survive, so now.
We learned something about ghosts today.
There
We
is.
learned this-
You learned all kinds of crazy shit about ghosts. So there is a man. There's a dwarf standing in front of you. Locks
An
and
actual
beards.
dwarf
A
now.
real flesh and blood dwarf. You have pulled him out of his
I throw a
reoccurrence
javelin
in
at this
time.
fucking cart.
Fuck you do.
So like he's standing there and he's like looking at his hand and he's
Water.
he looks around and he turns and looks out the window, out the
I
balcony.
just barely survived that. If I hadn't survived that and you guys re-healed me, we would have wasted the
Yeah,
lives.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
that was
yeah.
That
so
would
close.
like anything
That's
you'd have
risky.
done. If you would have done anything where you would have let yourself take damage with the wax, it lessens the charge, right? Like it lessens the charge. So like there wasn't a let's go test different things now. Like you had to dedicate to something,
Ugh.
but Ayasa could have stayed in there longer.
Yeah. But you lived, so we're fine. I lay on hands to you with a big old pat on the shoulder. I look forward to digging through my own shit for the next 3 days.
There, you are in this room. It is scorched. There is a live, 200, 300-year-old dead Iridod Rumblethane in the room with you. The key master of the forges back when Mount Hottenau erupted. That's...
Help us clean the floor.
I formally introduced Lord Saffroth and Nina.
That's where we're going to leave it. Next week, you can formally introduce Savroth and Clan Goldath and try to explain to this dwarf what just happened.
Why am I laughing?
What a painful half hour. Thanks for watching that from Sonny.
God, that was worse than the knock-knock joke puzzle.
No, that was worse than knock-knock joke. There was alternatives. You could have banished it. You could have fought him.
Yeah,
I'm just saying you could have done that.
It didn't work.
There were certain triggers you could probably have gotten through conversation.
We tried. So
I apologize if I heavy-handed. Hey, you guys had that wax. But you guys haven't been a month.
You were right about the object. I just didn't transfer to my own inventory. That's my fault. So
yeah, we should.
But I was like, I don't know, it's not in my part, and you're like, yeah, it is. I'm like, what? And he didn't even say, yeah, it is. But I'm like, there's nothing in here. Nothing in here.
And now I'm second guessing myself. It could have been that you got it to Yasa, but I'm pretty sure since she was already.
We'll have to watch the video, but I guarantee you gave it to me. You're
I'm pretty sure since she was already fire resistant, you're someone else should have
plus,
this.
like you said, everything that nobody wants anymore. I'm always like, a little bit of Easter rock is still in there. You can't get rid of that guy. That fucking asshole.
I think we suffered the fact that was a long time ago in real time.
And we do, have a lot of sauce.
Well,
during and in between games, so that does affect.
We have way more sauce in between.
So now you are in a room. The map is there, but also a very confused and outdated Iridod Rumblethane.
He seems evil. We should kill him.
We'll figure that out pretty quick.
Yeah.
What the?
What?
It was a joke, my lord. Ha ha ha.
The guy that almost gets us killed in the last session because his paladin honor made him stop the person is now let's kill the guy.
What make the joke funny.
The guy that we just took from a ghost to now living again.
Yeah. No. And we are not going to.
And not even that. So I don't know if you remember.
This person is actually
your sponsor that brought you here, that told you that there's a map here, gave you that scroll.
This person might need to be reunited with that guy.
Well, that guy is the emissary of the rekindled kingdom of Gauntlgrim that has been destroyed.
Yeah.
Since Mount Hottenau erupted.
The importance of this, I know.
It's pretty big. What you just did is pretty big for the realms.
I like that it wasn't part of your plan for this.
We saved the Keymaster from going.
And something that you said about who this person is makes you think we just did a 2 birds, 1 stone sort of thing.
So here's the thing, my lord.
It's pretty huge.
Here's the thing. Because we need to get this guy with us.
We needed someone that can forge.
We need to get the. We need to put the magic. We need to put the magic department to absorb the map. And we need to get this guy safely back to King Nerevar and his dwarven ally.
He's also a forge master.
Yeah.
He's a gatekeeper. He's a key master of a gate.
But he might know a guy.
Did he say something about the master of the forge or something like that?
No.
He did say that.
We just took somebody out of here.
He's
from a time relevant to our quest.
He's the keeper of the gate of Gauntlgrim. A little bit different. He's not a forge master. He keeps the forges safe.
Gotcha.
This is somebody we need to protect.
But yes, it's pretty big. It is a pretty big deal all around.
He's
gonna have knowledge still.
Knowledge. So yes, it is a good boot. It's a big boon to your quest.
Yeah,
that you have saved this guy if you can.
My God, everything in this quest has just been such a grueling crawl. It would be amazing if we could secure an asset to
This big.
Yeah. I feel like I shouldn't even say that, just because I feel like that it would just be taken away from us now.
I'll say our time in the Dark Elf Cave was pretty quick. We did that in one session. We came back and met the Frost.
I mean, we have some smooth moments,
You do.
but
I did also screw you over like 3 times with a Drake. And
yeah.
I was so like that third time we saw it.
Oh,
so
And
fun.
when it opened up with its breath weapon and hurt me that bad, I was like, "We're killing it right now." Like, I don't care. You guys are gonna have to bring me. And then when you
What's
got killed
funny
a
is,
bunch
like-
of times, I was like, "No,
Right.
keep going."
No.
There's no running.
What's
We're
hilarious
feeling
is that it
Ugh.
opened up with its breath weapon every time. Every time you encountered it,
Yeah.
just the first 2, you weren't there.
Yeah.
Like, it was just like,
Yeah.
I'm
I
in the
was
woods.
so
I'm in a
mad.
different room. And it's
When
like,
it, like when
they're
it,
probably able
yeah.
to save us.
the first time it burned him to death, I'm like, this also isn't enough to quit fighting it. Like, we could have retreated at any time. We could have gone into the city. The guard were kind of starting to run at this point, where we're like, no. Like, I was 150% in that fight. Where I'm like, I don't care. You guys could die as many times as it takes to beat this thing.
so we're, this is the end of the session. It's been kind of a grueling, there's a long period of time of inactivity in the channel.
Fucking ghost
So this
puzzles.
was this puzzle was supposed to be at the end of like last session, but that last session became crazy.
Been on for a bit, yeah.
So sorry that you had to sit through all that, Rensonius. If you're still here, thank you for tuning in. We greatly appreciate it. We love having people chat with us while
Also,
we're
if
gaming.
you
Yeah, man.
follow, a cool little thing happens on.
Oh yeah, if you do hit the
Yeah,
follow
you
button,
can go,
this cool graphic goes across our screen.
But you should watch us next Wednesday. I gotta say, I played D&D for a long 2/3 of my life now, and Wiley here of the Wileyverse, he's a pretty good DM, and it's some pretty thoughtful, hard-hitting adventures ahead if you're interested in following this sort of thing. I think he's too generous, but at the same time, I think he has to be, because
You gotta quit
this is
saying
some cerebral
Well,
shit we had to deal with.
there's a
And
lot
it's
of-
really hard when we're all drunk.
Yeah, they're all drunk, and we all have really busy lives.
Dane's not very drunk.
I was like,
We have
Dane's
really
the drunkest
well,
of us all.
but we have really busy lives. So a lot of
It's beer.
can't
You drink
remember.
vodka. It's different.
Trying to explain D&D to a colleague? Yeah.
Oh, so these 2 guys right here, Dayton and Mitch, this is pretty much like I've brought them into role playing within the last year.
2 years. It's been
2 years.
almost, yeah.
So they are completely new to role playing. They play a lot of gaming and MMOs and stuff, so they know that. But Robert has been playing role playing for a long time. I've been running and playing games for a long time. So it's a crazy dynamic that's going on at this table.
I'm also kind of excited to think that you're like at work someplace and somebody's watching this with you going, what the fuck
What the
is
hell is
going
going
on?
on?
Because I'll show something like this to my wife and she's like,
I had a friend that she worked at a patent lawyer's office. Okay, so a bunch of lawyers, bunch of administrative assistants, but a legal assistants. We had a vampire game, and we had that on Sunday. On every Monday, she'd get in and she'd tell everyone at the office what happened, like it was a soap opera.
Is that Courtney?
That was Courtney. She everyone was hooked on what the hell happened last night? Like, did your father come and kill you? Like, no, this is what
I was
happened.
going to start because Taylor would be
Like-
like, how was your game last night? It was pretty good. We met this beholder and we had to negotiate the exchange of a prisoner. And then Rofrost messed.
And
You
she's
just
like,
wanted me to hear. You just wanted me to say good. So anyway,
Yeah.
what did
tell
you-
me about the
When I
bachelor.
said, how you doing? I didn't want your whole life story.
I was keeping up with the Kardashians.
So, thank you for watching. Please come back.
Now the
with
holidays
us.
are over. We should be pretty consistent on Wednesdays again, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know,
School's not going to affect me this semester, so it's going to be perfect.
No, you stay out.
We start every night around 9 to 9:30 Arizona Mountain Time. So whatever it is right now, minus 3 hours, is usually a little after we start. So we try to get started on the hour. It doesn't always work that way. We all work. We all try to get together as much as we can. But you'll see us every Wednesday here on the Wileyverse. Sorry, I started taking us out without
No, do it.
being introduced to. But yeah, we're here every Wednesday at 9 o'clock Arizona Mountain Time, maybe a little after, depending on how work goes. It's the four of us. I mean, continuing campaign. This is session like 22 or 17 or who knows. But yeah, if you liked it tonight, come back next week and see what happens again.
And all our previous sessions are on the YouTube link at the bottom of my channel. You can look at the YouTube. Twitch holds the last like 4 or 5 episodes if you want to watch that. We do a recap at the beginning of every episode. So if you come right in next episode, we'll do a recap of what's going on.
We do like crowd interaction a lot. We do try to talk. I'm sure you saw we talk to you as much as possible. So anytime you want to chime in or come back and do all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, sometimes it's very helpful to hear some suggestions from.
It's true. They're like, "Do you have any iron? I'm just iron if I can go."
In my generosity, I am perfectly okay with crowd interaction, helping the group out. If you guys can give suggestions, whatever, like that's just another voice in all these people's ears to try new things.
Yeah,
so
because they're new and I'm an idiot, so we could use the help.
He's not an idiot. He's pretty smart. He's just drunk.
They can't see this.
They cannot see how many bottles are over there.
I know you were like, he's drunk. I'm like, he's not that.
No.
When did you drink?
Right? He drinks so fast. It's insane.
So now he was AFK the whole time. Like, are you guys talking
I have the same problem. It's always alcohol.
Colleague never heard of D&D.
Oh, yeah. That's the best way to hear it.
All right, well,
We've been talking to you for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, we've been talking right to you, like by name. No. We said our goodbyes. We're about to log off. The clip will be up. Please watch us. Come back next week. Hit us a follow.
Oh, don't be
That'll
You
be
should
really
do the
cool.
follow so we see the cool graphics.
Actually, if you hit the follow on us, there'll be a really cool graphic.
And we all just see it.
And it's super exciting.
Do it.
Don't worry. If you unfollow, there's nothing.
We don't know if you unfollow. So
we just want to see the graphic.
I spent some time on it. Like, I'm horrible at streaming and setting all this up.
It looks like what it looks like.
It's Overwatch.
Overwatch, yeah.
He's like,
He's like, yeah, I don't know what we'll do.
yeah, are you still posting these on YouTube?
Yeah, they're all.
Yeah.
He literally just.
Oh, you
said
are?
that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Robert, are you
I'm
listening to
behind.
us when we talk?
No, I'm performing.
I'm behind 4. I'm behind by 4 or 5. But
And somebody just hit follow so we can see our follow thing.
Oh, then I could do it.
Oh.
I pressed the follow button.
Oh,
Webmaster, what's the problem?
I don't know. So,
Well, thanks for following. You're locked in
thank
now.
you.
Sorry, you have to be here next
So-
Wednesday.
I think I
Required
know.
monetary donation.
Yeah.
I think I know what happened, but it's going.
Oh,
there it is! All right, cool. We saw it. So I didn't fuck everything up. I feel so much better now. Thank you. Oh, it's so good.
Simple push.
Simple push. All right, thank you, Rinsonius. Slow as fuck. Thank you, Rinsonius. I don't know what the delay I have. I kind of have to I probably have to turn it down. But thank you. We'll be here next week. Tune back in. Follow us. See our stuff. Have questions. Pitch in. We love it. Thank you from the Wileyverse.